Right guys, Walsh happening. Pleased to have Tom Rix, aka Dopey Darren.
The Dizzle in the house.
How are we doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for
All
having
right.
me.
Thank you for coming. And we got Simon
problem.
Emanuel as well.
It doesn't work for me, does it?
I need you. aka Simon.
My accomplice Kenny on occasions.
Kenny on occasions.
He's fresh out the rehab.
Walsh happening then, boys.
I was going to say what? Tongue twisted already.
It is.
It's all good, man. It's all good. The weather's pretty shit.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I just want some consistent weather. Like, even 2 days of sun, I'd be happy. But
Yeah.
in Wales, mate.
I swear, like from Tom's car coming in here, my Botox nearly blew up my face.
Oh, I think it's gone. No, but yeah, you both on the comedy scene, and you.
Yeah, I'd say. I was going to say I'm a kind of getting to that vet stage now where I've done it
You're a veteran.
for 5, 6 years or whatever. And if I'm a vet, mate, you're a fucking
Dinosaur.
yeah.
Yeah, this well, you went viral, didn't you? You fucking blew up, like.
Yeah, I did. The Dopey, like with Dopey Darren, it just wasn't expected.
Yeah.
I just took my dog out for a walk one day, and just literally had my hood up, proper mucker, and I just pretended I nicked my Dalmatian. And I was like, as if I was just a Swansea junkie. And I was like, oh, you know, he's a pedigree, he's got to be worth a few quid, no. Everyone said, sell him in, no, miss. And it just fucking blew up.
Off,
like. And it wasn't planned. It's always the videos that you don't expect to do well.
Yeah.
And you're not worried about because it's spur of the moment. And I thought, fuck it, put it up.
Yeah.
And yeah, the rest is history with Daz from there, man.
Mad.
And he's just been on this mental fucking pilling journey ever since.
And that's the difference between me and Tom, really, because you do that, you go viral. I do it, I get an asbo. Do you know what I mean? Can't get a break, man.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's all right, Tom. We know it's just a character, mate.
Yeah.
And well known in Central.
Well, the way things are going with the law at the minute, and they fucking squeezing comedy right out.
It's crazy,
It's insane, mate.
JPH is having a bit of shit now, and he.
Yeah. I met him. He came down Bont last week. Really nice guy, and he was saying like he got arrested, and he had to explain in Central that he was like, it's just a character.
Yeah.
It's I'm just taking the mix sort of thing. But I think a lot of people complained about his bone in mind.
Yeah.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, they did.
You have to take it down, and I know what that feeling's like. If your video blows up,
Got in, like.
and you take it down, and then you re-upload it when everything's been given the go ahead.
Yeah.
Like he was saying in an interview that he loses that momentum then,
Oh,
and that
100%.
feeling is fucking soul crushing. Like I'd rather my nan die, to be honest
The
with
thing
you.
is,
Yeah.
right?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
You're like that. I dropped it from my nan. I went like that. Yeah.
Nan, you fucking do to fucking kick the bucket much, you know what I'm saying? I can hear the outside. You know
Shout out to all the nans.
Two dinners are bang on. Love you all, Nan.
I can imagine your nan, mate, a bloody Evans Gate, to go, what's going on here? He goes, well, the devil visited Tom, and they give him a trade off, a couple of likes on Facebook, or mine stolen.
And she's like, here I am. I
Yeah,
hope you
yeah.
got bingo up here.
I hope you got bingo.
Bingo and fags.
Oh, fuck. And cocaine.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
Yeah, man.
maybe there's loads of fags up there. You know when you see like pictures of like artist's impression of Evan is all clouds?
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
not
just
a cloud.
smoke, man.
It's smoke.
Smoke and bingo. That's it. And in this world we're living in at the moment, it's you've got to don't do your act drunk, shall we say? You've got to be on the ball.
Yeah.
You don't get
Switched on.
drunk.
Never.
Don't
Never.
you?
No, I learned a lesson very early on. I did a corporate gig, and I was a bit nervous. I drank a couple of cider. I think I had 4 pints before going on. The worst I've ever. Because first of all, your timing's off. Secondly, you think you're funnier than you are.
Yeah.
And the worst one is when a joke doesn't go well, you just don't care. And that's what you should do.
Yeah.
When the joke doesn't work, you should work harder. But when you're drunk, like, it's you, not me, come on.
Yeah.
The promoter wants you to pay them rather than the other way around.
Yeah,
Like,
so that was 11 years ago, and I've done it.
Fuck.
Every gig I've done since has been sober. Like, you gotta like.
It's fucking. It must calm your nerves, though, to have a drink.
Yeah,
like, but
yeah,
then
that's the way
you
I
need
see
to
it.
find the point, don't you?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
once you go past that, you're fucked.
Yeah. Because we were chatting, you just mentioning about JBH, and
Yeah.
I've known JBH for nearly 10 years now.
Yeah.
When we were new comedians together, and when I listened to this podcast, he was talking about his first gig. And
Yeah.
that's what he did. He drank too much before going on stage.
He said that's what he fucking did,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
said it fucking scared him
It's
off.
what you would
Yeah,
do
yeah.
naturally, though, to take the edge off.
Yeah.
But then it's like you have a couple of Stellas and you try and watch the chase. Like, I'd be there with my old man watching like a quiz on a Saturday night, and we'd both be like, fuck, I've had a beer, I know the answer to this fucking question, man. I know it when I'm sober. But then that's it, your short-term memory just goes because you're just in the occasion. And you think, fuck, I've got to be professional. I'm feeling confident, but my jokes aren't coming to me.
Yeah.
I love the idea of a Stella and watching Jade, like, just smashing up your living room because Sandra's got it wrong.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's the situation.
Yeah, this
You do, and you have one or two beers, and I don't know about you, but I enjoy like the chase and quizzes like that. But then
Fuck no,
on a Saturday night, they're like, "Oh, I'll have a crack at this one on whatever it's fucking on,"
Yeah.
and then I'm like, "Fuck, you twat, you know the answer to this." But then I turn to my fucking left or right, my right.
yeah.
I'm proper Dopey Darren.
You're like,
today,
oh,
innit?
fuck, am I looking in the mirror? Yeah, you're looking at the screen, but there, fuck, which way am I facing?
And you realise then you've had a beer, and then you're like, "Oh, fuck it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you have the first gig you did when well, not the first gig you did, but the second one when you came back into it, because we did it together at the
Mate,
Cheering night, didn't we?
yeah.
Did you have a beer that night?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
We were drinking halves of Coke, weren't we?
Yeah.
And I did what I was comfortable with. So I did impressions. I did a little piece about like I wrote a little piece that it was Trump's birthday, and he had all these celebrities around to the White House, and I would just switch from impression to impression.
Yeah.
And it was my second gig, and it was just for like what was it called, the rough
Ad, yeah. So
anyone can rock
like,
up and try it out. I did 5 minutes, and it went down well, and then.
Really well.
You get that adrenaline rush then, which is fucking amazing.
You want
because
more,
you
like-
know it's paid off. And I couldn't sleep that night. And it was only a little gig on High Street, but I was like, yes, because I had to redeem myself. See, I did a gig. I took a booking when I first started, when I first sort of blew up a little bit on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I just sort of naively just took this booking in a big rugby club in Bridgend.
Yeah.
Tondi Rugby Club, and it was full of fucking rugby heads, which I used to do, by the way, because I played rugby all my life. I'm from a similar sort of village, Tondi, I think it was.
But I wouldn't take that booking
You'd
now.
expect
No.
And
And I thought, fuck, I know these type of characters. I'll walk there. So
yeah.
they booked me, and it was over 100 people, like. And they were used to Dopey Darren, because I just smashed out loads of Dopey Darren, like the first couple of years, And I basically wrote out my set, just basically as myself.
Yeah.
And when I go on the stage, you're like, that's not fucking Dopey Darren. Who is this fucking guy?
Where's Dopey Darren? Like,
Yeah, and there was even people in the audience like, "Where's Malcolm from Bingos?" And like, "Is your nan coming or what?" And I was like, I felt so embarrassed, man. And I just started, like a puppet on a string. They were like, "Do this, do that."
They're
and
just telling
and
you.
I was and obviously that was off the cuff then. And mate, it bombed fucking massively,
no.
and I just basically, mate, it just knocked me
Yeah,
for six.
well,
And I didn't want to go back to stand-up comedy. But then there again, like I was saying on the podcast on the other day, I don't mind taking a risk.
Yeah.
If I've succeeded in something, I think, fuck it, I'll try something else.
Yeah.
And you never know. But I'd never worry about failing.
No.
Because I don't know, it's just the way I am. If you're passionate about something, you've got to give something a go,
I
and
think-
it didn't work out, and
Yeah.
But I've learned from it, and the second one I did then.
Yeah, of course, mate.
Yeah.
The second one went really well.
Yeah.
Because Joe Rogan says all the time, doesn't he, about bombing? Like, he's like,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
worst feeling in the
Yeah.
fucking world.
Well, it is. It's the worst feeling in the world, but also it's the feeling that will make you work harder than anything else.
Yeah.
So
It's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
If I go on to the weekend club, right, and I've got the audience eating out of my hand, sometimes you get these gigs, everything you say just lands.
Yeah.
I won't work for the week after that.
Yeah.
I'll leave
You're
that and I'll be
living on that high.
Yeah,
You're living on that high,
If I die a death, right, and I can see people just staring into my soul, right, I'm right in that night.
Yeah.
So it is.
Yeah.
It's horrible, but it is a massive kick up the
Yeah.
ass. Like,
It's almost like the haters type of thing. Like the haters are your biggest influence, really.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Because you're trying to win them over. Like,
yeah.
it's a competition between you and them, and you're
Yeah.
like, I'm fucking taking that laugh. I'm having
It's
it.
a strange thing as a comedian, though. You focus on. So you can have a crowd, right, of 1,000 people. You can have 999 people laughing. There'll be that one person that's not laughing. Guarantee you'll spot them.
Yeah.
And you'll be focused on it.
Yeah.
And you'll get off stage and you forget about the other people
Yeah,
laughing.
yeah.
Oh, why can't I make that bloody million
Yeah.
old bloke laugh?
Yeah.
Put my head in, like.
When you're having a drink later, like, oh, you can't.
Yeah.
What's wrong with your smile?
But it's like you say, you're never going to please everyone.
No.
And focus on those 99 people who are fucking creased.
Exactly.
And just stay in that,
Oh, mate.
stay with that mentality.
Yeah.
you know?
Anyone in comedy will come up and say, I had everyone laughing is lying. You
Oh,
you
yeah.
never get
No,
Yeah.
no.
There'll be people sometimes from the beginning, right? It might just be the way you look. Someone will decide straight away, don't like this person.
No.
And
I don't like him.
There's nothing you can do about it.
You're like, well, fucking, why don't you like this? Like,
It's
it's
like,
like,
they won't give you a chance, will
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Do you know what
No.
I mean? So,
and it's really difficult because, and I spoke about this with JPH, but if you were already a big star and you sell out the venue, everybody knows what they're having.
yeah, exactly. Not only that,
And they're there to see you.
you think then you're invincible.
Yeah.
Oh, I can try something completely different.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They love me.
Yeah.
And you try it, and you're like, "Fuck no."
No.
Do you know what I mean?
It don't fit. Like,
Yeah. But there again, like I said, you've given it a shot.
But do you find that weird though, that sort of karaoke comedy where, you know, like when you said that you did the gig and people were shouting, "Oh, do the Dopey Darren stuff."
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What I find weird is they know all the Dopey Darren stuff, right?
Yeah.
But if you'd done it, they would have been like, "Oh, that's really funny." It's like, but you knew what was coming.
exactly.
It's like
You're basically doing your social media content live on
Yeah,
stage.
you know the punchline. Like,
So, but then you want to try something else. You know,
Yeah.
that's the name of the game. You know,
It's
you
about
create
growing.
something new and
Yeah.
testing it out, and as you said, then growing and showing people that you're not just a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
And, you can do other
absolutely.
things as well. you know?
Yeah.
so like what, like with you now, I love hearing people's stories of like how it unfolded and like, how did it all unfold and what did it feel like, that feeling of when it's like, fucking hell, this is blowing up, what the fuck?
Honestly, it's the best feeling in the world. I was a late bloomer, really. I didn't get into comedy or anything like that till I was I started my Facebook page when I was January 16, so I was 25, and I'd been MCing and DJing in Swansea and all over really since I was 16, and I sort of went off that and really got. I've always had a knack for sort of accents and voices, but I never sort of. I was like a lad's lad in school, very sporty, rugby, football.
Yeah.
I always had a passion really for acting and comic acting and impressions and voices, but I'd never look at it as, this is what I know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm set for life. This is what I'm going to go for. I've always gone through phases and I've been into this, and then I get bored of that and I move on to something else. When you're a kid, you do judo, then you go to karate.
Exactly.
I'm like as an adult still, I don't like being, I'm not like a one-trick pony sort of
That's
thing.
what I'm like. I got my hand in every fucking...
You got like half a collection of Pokemon. You've won a swimming
I'm
championship.
The Pogs, remember them?
I love Pogs, man.
Class.
The Pogs,
Pogs were class. I can still hear the sound now. And
Remember the scam as well, when the other kids in school would tell you that you were allowed to play for slammers. And
Yeah.
then they'd have a proper heavy metal slammer. They'd be taking all these slammers off you, like. Yeah.
Slammer.
Yeah.
Starving fuckers.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, fuck, it ain't mad though, some of the, how things take off, like those pogs.
Yeah.
They're fucking shit.
Yeah.
Did you play pegs in school as well? You try and get the coin the closest to the wall. With the coppers, like. It's nuts. And digs as well in school, fucking hell.
Oh, hitting each other like
mental.
British
Little
bulldog.
knuckles. Remember
Oh,
knuckles
yeah.
as well?
I tell you what used to make me laugh is how quick they ban stuff in schools. You know the one with the pegs. Was it pegs? Yeah, when you
We're not harming anyone.
No, exactly, right. And the teachers
hell.
in my school, they said, oh, we're going to stop you doing that because it's going to teach you bad habits. I thought, what
Gambling.
Yeah.
Gambling.
Somebody to homeless.
Oh, so, yeah, sorry, I'm going to end up being a dealer in a casino, like, fucking hell.
So fucking stupid. Aye, but then again, they're allowed to fucking put fucking Betfred adverts on all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's the new smoking. Like,
Imagine trying to give up gambling and then every fucking advert
You
is
know,
a fucking gambling one.
They must be on more than regular now, because I had that thought the other day. I was on YouTube, and I was thinking, like, if you were fucked on gambling, that's not like, Jesus.
They're targeting you like fuck.
Yeah.
And they're the ones they're making the money off. The people who are addicted.
I called the Betfred people up, and I said, what's the fucking chance of you taking these off? And they said it's 5 to 1. And I
5 to 1.
Ended up putting a tenner on the night.
Fucking hell, the odds be bigger than that. Well, smaller, I should say.
But they act as if, like, you know, they're so caring for people. But yet all they do is they put that little message at the end and they say it fast as fuck, like, gamble responsibly.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we've done our bit.
Gamble responsibly. Thanks for your money, mate.
What was that guy the other day who basically was on William Hill and they fucked up and they said he'd won £1 million or something?
Yeah.
And when he got the confirmation through he obviously screenshot it. And there was a big court case investigation. They said, oh, no, we made a mistake. But I was like, go on.
Yeah,
son.
He won, didn't he?
He won.
And he got
Loving it.
Fucking
and he
great.
got the interest on it as well. So he ended up with something like 2.7 million.
Because he's been going on for like fucking 4
Interest
years or whatever.
as well, like.
They had to pay the interest. So he ended up with an extra million on top of what he had. Like.
Can you imagine winning the fucking lottery, boys?
Oh, no one would ever hear from me again.
I
I only do comedy, right? Because I can't be bothered to do anything else to pay the bills. Right? If I won the lottery, I would be living in a windmill in the middle of Cambodia. You'd never see me again.
Colombia, like, in Pablo's old place. Looking for fucking stash.
See how the shovel is doing? Oh, nothing. It's a bit of gardening.
Yeah.
I'm tidying up my new property.
What about you, Simon? Like, how did it all lead into comedy for you?
Well, I wanted to be an actor to start with. I knew I loved sort of being on stage and stuff. I went to Performing Arts College, and the first sort of play that we did, I played a bit of a comedy role. Yeah. And it was like heroin, man. Like the first sort of...
Fucking love it, like.
Yeah,
I don't know, I've never done it.
It's good stuff.
Oh, I got some beer. Do you get it?
That would be a great podcast.
Let's go.
Just the three of us.
2 hours late, they're like, ah.
Oh, do me a tattoo, man.
Do a syringe on my face.
But it was the laugh, man. I got one big laugh off that early on, and I thought, oh, I like that feeling. Yeah. And then we had there was a project where we had to go and do something out in the community. So
pull the mic a bit closer to you with it. Sorry.
Yeah. So I booked myself to. I basically booked myself to do a stand-up gig in a place called the Jazzy Anthill. Yeah. Which was on St. Helens Road at the time. And how did that knock me out?
Oh, do you like eating mics? He just had his mouth open.
A square on the chin as well.
It's just a traditional thing I do before I get the heroin out.
If it knocked me out, I'd expect you to just carry on the podcast. In me mondo. But that was it, mate. I did it once when I was 16. Then I had my second gig went badly. And I didn't do it again until I was 26 because I went travelling and stuff. But then from 26 to... Oh, no, sorry, 24 until now, 11 years. Like, been,
but that time you've been away, you've had a lot of life experience
which you
can write about.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
Yeah, it's great. You've got to live a bit first, haven't you, to come up with some good content.
Oh God, you've got to have been through some shit.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
When I went traveling, I ended up homeless, right? So I was homeless in Amsterdam with a mate of mine, sleeping under this tarpaulin outside a restaurant. So I feel like when people say, "No, oh God, you're brave doing stand-up," I'm like, well, if you think that scares me, you have a laugh. I got off the street in a different country, like stand-up's a breeze, man. But I think if you have one experience that scares you early on in life, you've got to go.
Yeah, the things then it just doesn't phase you. Like,
that's why I like to dress up as ghosts and go outside children's rooms, set them up for life, you know.
That ghost with the tans back again.
The ghost with the tan.
Fuck, he's been on the beds again.
That sounds like a great film. That sounds like a great film. The ghost with the
ghost with the tan.
Just the haunting of Magaluf.
The haunting a sunbed salon. Like, how are these bulbs going all the time?
People are so scared. They're like, why is everyone just having 2 minutes on the bed?
Fuck, that'd be a good sketch.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
The thing is, never see a fat ghost either, do.
That's true.
Skinny,
and you never
see a fat.
No,
true. And you never see a ghost in pre-marked clothes. They're always Victorian, aren't they?
Yeah. Where the fuck?
Where did you say somebody said you worked? They thought you worked.
New look. That's all the time. Like now and again,
I'll do in the shop. Excuse me, mate. Do you know what the shops are? Yeah, I don't fucking work.
I've done that. I've done it today in Tesco.
Don't go in the shop if you're dressed like just a little bit like the uniform.
Yeah,
people would come up to
like
you
that. That's exactly what I said. Why the fuck are you dressed like that then? Fucking hell! Like,
do you know the worst time it happened? Right, I was out with a girl, right, and someone had come up to me and they'd recognised me from doing comedy, and he said something really nice. That he goes, "Oh mate, I was really inspired by your set and stuff." I was like, "Oh, cheers." And then someone else came up, and me half messing round. I said to this girl, I said, "Oh, it's probably comedy again." Like, and it came across a bit arrogant. I was like, "All right." She goes, "Do you work in New Look?" I'm like, "No."
Well, it was comedy. Just unintentional.
I was like a bouncy castle with a puncher, just from shit down, like, awful.
Oh, fucking hell. But you were living on the streets in Amsterdam. That's fucking nuts. Mind you,
mate,
I wouldn't have come on.
Weekend in Amsterdam is fucking crazy.
I basically I run away with a big lump sum of money that we thought it was a bank error, but it was a misplaced student loan, and I never actually went to university. So I had $8
when they were chucking them out at the time.
Yeah, $8,000 in one go, and I was on a night out with the boys, and I was drunk. And I give him my bank card to get money out of the bank. And he comes back. He goes, "What have you done? You got $8,000 in the bank." I'm like, "I haven't." And he goes, I said, "If I've got $8,000 in the bank," I said, "We'll just go tomorrow." So I went and I checked.
Sounds class, doesn't it?
I was like, "Yeah, class." So,
check your accounts now, boys. Check your accounts. Let's go.
I'll book a flight.
Let's fucking go.
just give the two of my mates $2,000 each, and that was it. We left, and
but then Daz was there.
Darren,
He's still fucking out. He's in standup.
He hasn't come back.
He's still under the same tarpaulin.
It was mental, mate. Absolutely mental. Like, and we went to Portugal first. Spent far too much money there, sort of on drink and all sorts of stuff. And then we got into Amsterdam and we were low on money, assuming we could find a job straight away. And didn't happen, mate. Luckily, I found a nice like Dutch girl who was mental enough to fall in love with someone.
She was expensive, but she was nice.
Yeah. Took me off.
I settled down. I settled down with a prostitute.
Next thing you're on the game, you're like, Peter Griffin on Family Guy. He's like,
next thing you're the pimp of Amsterdam. Like you sorting all the prostitutes out. Like
just moved in with a prostitute. The only problem was our front wall was just a window.
That'd be a good fucking story for a film, wouldn't it? A comedy.
I don't think anyone's ever gone to Amsterdam and gone, "Nah, I'm not going again." It's like it's fucking bang on.
I know
it's
it
so
is.
Good.
They're changing the rules, though, aren't they?
Are they?
They're apparently going to stop tourists from smoking weed and shit.
No, mate, it'll ruin it.
But hopefully it happens just as they legalise a year, like.
Just be knocking them up for fun.
And in Blackpool will be the new Amsterdam.
So top of the tower, just fucking zonk down.
That's what I never got, though. I'm like, can't people see the amount of tourism that they're bringing in? The money it's generated.
I mean, it's not like It's not Anne Frank that's bringing in the Tories over there. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's obviously.
Oh, I don't know, mind. I don't know.
I'd go on a tour baked out there to Anne Frank's museum. Fucking right.
I didn't go there. I didn't go to the Anne Frank thing. I was fucking waiting.
Mate, we did the dungeons. We were fucking baked as fuck. Right? I fucking shit myself.
I didn't do that either.
Fuck, and I was just on the queue on the way in. Like, I fucking, as soon as I got in there, mate, there's fucking, they were jumping out. You know, imagine like a football changing rooms and you're all sitting around, right? But it was complete dark, and then some fucking crazy cunt would just jump up in front of you. And were they
part of the show, or was it just some crazy?
I don't know. It's mental. It was like this medieval fucking courtroom or whatever it was. Oh, I spun right down. Fucking hell. I fucked 3 joints for breakfast.
I remember we had in a hostel at one point. We had a day when we were like, oh, we just eat mushrooms all day, and we had a friend over from the UK, and we'd ate a lot of mushrooms, like too much, to be honest. I at one point, I'm like, I need to go upstairs, and I walked in, and my mate Darren was upside down in his bed. I'm like, what are you doing, mate? He goes,
what are you doing?
I'm looking for my smell. Like, it was messy. But about an hour after, everyone's like, how's everyone feeling? Should we go out? I'm like, yeah, we'll go out. And we went out, right, about 20 minutes after. We got to walk into to a bar, and this girl that's with us just looked at me, and she says, is there a dog behind that bar? And I said, no. She goes, I'm not okay.
So the wall cat.
Yeah.
Is there a dog behind it? No, I don't think so. Right? Yeah, but when I went, fucking done loads of edibles, smoked loads of joints, obviously.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to try these mushrooms. Like, I got to try them. But I got so fucked up on the fucking edibles. I had them. I fell asleep. I woke up must have been midway through the fucking trip or something. And in the colours and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? And I fell out of the bed and I just stayed on the floor.
Just there,
Woke up in the morning and like, what the fuck? And then it coming back to me.
I
basically woke up like
in a trip
time. Like,
fuck.
I fell asleep though. I just fucking went out like.
Crazy. You like my mate, like the first time we went, he bought the truffles.
What I am.
Yeah, we were all just having a blitz, like, and one of the boys boof, and he done these truffles just in a little sort of little tobacco type of pack, or whatever. And he just sat like, you know, like in the corner room where you're just chilling in your hands, just like. And we went out. We went out for a couple of beers. We'd gone for about 6 hours. We came back and he was just still there. And we were like, "You're right, boof." He's just like.
He's a guy. He's levitating.
He didn't move, but in his head, he'd been on a world tour. Yeah, do you know what I mean? He'd been fucking everywhere. Like,
he didn't move.
He didn't move, man.
This is why he decided.
Probably didn't blink.
Yeah, like with mushrooms, when I first went, I was unsure about them. Right, I thought I don't know if my mental health will keep up. Like. But the reason I decided to take them, because my mate Darren took them first, right? Yeah. And he did the same. He sat there for hours, and I said to him at one point, "I said, you're right, mate," and he just goes, "Yeah." I just don't ever want anything to go back to normal. Like, you'd have a good time.
You'd enjoy it. Like, what about you've done DMT? You said, now. Is that tipped over again? I think it's
You get your rent
right?
Again.
I know. Fuck. DMT.
Something else, isn't it?
Have you tried it?
No, mate.
Yeah,
I think I feel I'm missing out.
It will change you forever.
It'll change the way you
make me grow hair back.
Not that much.
Fuck.
Not that powerful.
It won't change your genetic.
No.
But it'll fucking definitely change the way you view it.
I'm massive boxing fan.
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of Mike Tyson podcasts.
Oh, I mean,
what's the one he was on with the other day where he just
Logan Paul's.
And they're all Logan Paul's, and they're just like,
them all, didn't
he doesn't have a sip of water for an hour, and he's talking like he's full of fucking mushrooms, and you can see he's putting them at the back of his mouth, and he's eating them like fucking McCoys, mate. And he's just mashing them down.
Is that the one when they bring a bird in for him?
Oh no, I think that's an older one. This is really new, this one, isn't it? And Logan Paul and everyone's like, mate, have a drop of water, and he's like, no, I'm enjoying all the flavors, all fucking going around my mouth and you can tell he's smashed the
them all.
Fucking, it's crazy. Like,
have you heard him talking about his DMT experience, Mike Tyson?
Fuck, which one?
Yeah, he talked about it. He's done loads, hasn't he? He's done 2 on the first go. Like,
I mean, but it completely explains the change in Mike Tyson, though, from being that ferocious.
How humble is he now?
Yeah, exactly.
He's such a reflective,
nice guy,
humble guy, and he purposely tries to do good in the world, and better himself.
This is what it does, man. It completely kills the ego.
Yeah,
Which is-
that's what he says. He
Yeah.
states that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And I struggled with it a bit because I did it in 2012. I was in Norway, and I luckily got some, and I had such a great experience on it. I didn't want to do it again for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But what I struggled with was when I went back onto the UK comedy circuit, you need a little bit of ego to do stand-up.
Yeah.
So I had to do then certain bloody meditations and stuff to build a bit of an ego back up because it completely got rid of it.
It's so mad.
Insane stuff.
You are sitting back watching the world rather than you trying
Yeah.
to fucking make your mark on the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just you're absorbing
Yeah,
it all
mate.
in.
Like when you do it, you just get this overwhelming sense of we have all come from the same thing.
Yeah.
We are all one.
Yeah.
Just because we've gone into
You
this,
look
like,
at it in a different
and
perspective.
then you
like,
you will all become one
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
And it's fucking bizarre.
I
Like,
tell
And,
you what,
he's so confident on it.
Yeah,
isn't he?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I tell you what was weird with me with the DMT was so the experience should be terrifying, right? It should.
Yeah.
It's the most everything you know melts before your eyes. So
Yeah.
when I did the final hit and I felt my visuals had already gone and I felt the energy come up my spine and I had that experience and I went to this place and it should have been petrifying, but I had this feeling as soon as I got there, I'm like, oh, I know this place.
Yeah.
I've been to this place
Familiar.
millions of times.
Familiar.
before. Yeah,
Even though
yeah.
you hadn't.
Yeah.
I probably have.
and it's
I
more
couldn't remember
it's
that.
more realistic than
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Now,
yeah, yeah.
the
Absolutely.
visuals, it's like if you had hands in it, because you're
Yeah.
just a state of consciousness and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
showing you these things
Yeah.
and you're going through it like.
Jesus
But
Christ.
if you had arms in it, you could
Yeah,
see
yeah.
every chamfered edge,
Yeah, yeah.
gold.
Well,
Is it like that fucking, just that lovely, just rushing feeling you get on
No,
pills,
it's not
like,
rushing.
MDMA?
No.
You know, you just loving
No,
everything, like, is it?
it's there's nothing at all I can compare it to.
No?
it's more of a
Nothing.
learning experience, man.
it?
It's something where
Spiritual, isn't it?
yeah,
It's an eye-opener,
you're
like.
almost downloading information.
Yeah,
You're-
that's what it seems. It feels
Yeah.
like you're plugging in to the universe and,
Yeah.
and getting a brief download of
Ring
what's
your
up
mate
there.
now, let's fucking sort me out now.
Yeah.
I tell you what was strange.
I'll
with it
walk
as well,
on.
It's
Well,
crazy. Yeah.
when I came, which was lovely actually, right? So I said to my mate, I'm going to do it, and he said, I said, do you want to do it? He said, no, I'm scared of it. I said, cool. I said, just look after me then. So I had my experience, right? I was gone for about 10 minutes, and I came back, and the first thing I did was I opened my eyes. I was like, wow, it's amazing. And he goes, oh, you back, you? I was like, yeah. He goes, fancy some fish pie? I've been in another universe.
bizarre.
What? But I sort of needed it to feel human again. Do you know what I mean?
One of the
So,
times
yeah.
I did it for you, right? My mate Hughes, he fucking funny, fucking how he is. Without trying, like, he's
Yeah,
just fucking
yeah.
funny. So he sat there and he's like, right, you know, he was his first time, he's panicking a bit. Now,
When he first come up, sort of
the
thing, like,
weird
is it?
thing about it is, right?
Yeah.
The first time was fucking terrifying doing it.
Yeah.
The second time was worse because
What, for you
don't
or
know.
for you or-
I thought you were going to poke me in the eye. Yeah.
Snap out of it.
No, yeah, for me,
Yeah.
the first
Even
time,
though you knew what it was like.
yeah, because you don't know.
Did you do
now,
more?
You'd think it'd be
Yeah.
fucking loads of that. The first time,
Yeah.
because you don't know what to expect, you're like building yourself up. You're like, fuck, what's going to happen? I know it's
Yeah.
going to be fucking
It's gonna, I'm gonna come up any
so
time, like you
powerful.
do on pills, isn't it?
but
yeah.
it's instant though.
Yeah.
It's not like pills. It's
yeah. So you don't wait to come up and then
No,
you're off.
no.
Oh, mate, it's instant.
it's you're gone.
Is it?
After the second hit, it takes you.
Yeah, yeah.
But it doesn't take you deep enough, so you need to bring yourself round and do the third hit, and then boom,
Well,
you're fucking gone.
I had to get my mate to bring it up for my third hit.
Yeah.
I couldn't even see my own hands. Like everything had dissolved.
It's
So
fucking
I was just
mental.
waiting to feel it against my
Yeah.
neck, and I took it, and that was it. Like,
But you even say now you breathe it in, and it tells you to hold it in, and when you're holding it in, you're feeling yourself completely disconnecting from your body, and you've left your body. You're seeing all these fucking things, and there's like geometric fucking
Yeah,
clicking.
And what they call it, I think,
changing.
experience, and like an out of body
Oh,
experience.
it's big time.
Well,
You
it is.
completely leave your body.
This is DMT is responsible for near-death experiences because when you die, your brain floods with DMT. So when people
DMT,
talk about going through the tunnel of light and stuff, that's DMT.
It's in. You've got DMT in your body.
Yeah,
we all
yeah,
have.
yeah.
It's in like graft.
Yeah,
It's in
yeah.
every living
Same
thing.
as what's the one with cannabis? Cannabinoids.
Yeah,
We've got them in our body as well, and we.
Yeah. It's fucking honest to
So you
God.
take this basically enhancer that makes you produce all of those, like as you said,
Enhances
in
the
your,
hormones
it
and
does.
shit. Like
Crazy.
it is fucking mad though. But
Like,
that is
Yeah.
It turned me. I was an atheist before, and it turned me to. I wouldn't say I'm a Christian. It turned me to believing in something more. And
Yeah.
It also made me not fear death in the slightest.
I
anymore.
was the same.
You've experienced
Well,
it. Like,
no, just because I know with every conviction that there is something after death.
That's what I tell people
Yeah.
because I'm like, they're like, oh, do you believe in God and all that now? And I'm like, look, what is God?
Yeah,
exactly.
Do you know what I mean? What is it?
Yeah.
Because
I
after
question it all the
doing
time.
that,
Yeah.
there's something.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something far beyond, like what people are saying is God.
Yeah.
God could be a completely different thing to what humans, because we can
Believe
only
it
understand
is.
the things from
And,
humans.
and you were only passed on the image of God from somebody else who was passed
Exactly.
on to them.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why possibly it's illegal, because they don't want you to open your mind.
They
or
don't, like,
experience that type of thing.
They don't want
know?
you to open your mind and experience it.
No,
and
no.
and the weird thing is it's safe. It's not addictive.
No.
Eating it, there's a risk of overdosing with it. If you
Because of how it's
consume it.
absorbed, right?
Mate,
So
yeah.
why that's why with ayahuasca it's better to do it, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
it comes with is it maca leaves?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, because ayahuasca. There'd been a few people who died from ayahuasca, hadn't it? I don't fancy the ayahuasca because it goes on for fucking
Mate,
hours.
12 hours, mate. Yeah.
I worked with this guy before. I did in BT a couple of years ago, and he wasn't well. He was intelligent,
Yeah.
but he'd been in and out of mental hospitals and so on. And apparently, he took acid in a festival, and he was in a trip for like fucking 3 years. No, like seriously, like
Fucking hell, he got his money's worth.
When you say 3 years, right?
Apparently, that's genuinely
Wow,
what
3 years of real life, or did he do 3 years?
it fucked him up in a certain way where he stayed in this mindset.
He was
like,
in and
for-
out of trips, like
and that's that freaked me out a bit. I was
Yeah.
like, what if I don't come out of this fucking trip? Like,
yeah, acid. I
Is
haven't
it- so
done
acid is-
LSD. I haven't done
No,
LSD before. My mate has done LSD though.
I'll have to message Paul McCartney. He follows my comedy page.
Does he?
No,
Does
joking.
he? I'm
no.
gonna say, fucking get him on
The
you.
fucking the Beatles
We'll ring him now.
Yeah,
Ring him.
They smashed the fucking LSD.
Oh, they
didn't
loved
the
it.
Beatles?
Yeah, they loved it. But yeah, my mate said he done an acid. Nothing like fucking DMT.
No,
DMT
I-
just knocks fucking
Is it?
spots off
I
it.
like LSD, but the funny thing about I last time I did LSD was maybe about 3 months ago, and the thing that I don't like about it is it takes away my inhibitions. So I took a bit of LSD and I'm like, I'm gonna go for a walk down the beach. So I'm having a lovely time, right? I've got all my visuals going on, and this dog has come up to me and because I'm on LSD, it's the best thing ever, right? But I forget in the real world it's not acceptable to pick someone else's dog up.
Like picking him up and shoving your finger in his arse.
You're sitting there with
Look
the
at the
dog
smell.
above my head like that, and I can see
Looking
this
for
guy
the dog smell.
but no, it doesn't touch DMT at all.
No.
man. It's
So
just like-
DMT is more natural rather than sort of like acid is like you make acid,
Yeah.
don't you? To
Acid, yeah. Acid is more of a sort of chemical. Because what they
my
do,
mates were doing tabs in festivals, like to just like
Yeah.
and water.
I haven't tried this here.
A couple of them were doing acid and they were just chilled and just with a nice grin on their face
Yeah.
and just fucking going.
Loving it, like.
Yeah, and I thought, I like the look at that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it is. It's with acid you'll trip for between 8 and 10 hours on that, but it's not like it's nowhere near. You know, like you're saying about ayahuasca.
Yeah.
The idea of tripping as hard as you would on DMT for 12 hours on ayahuasca.
While shitting and pissing yourself. Like.
Yeah. It changed. Like, I
wouldn't even know. Like.
No.
I knew a guy, right, who, ayahuasca's powerful stuff. I knew a guy who I met in Amsterdam. I didn't like the guy, right? He was racist. He was homophobic. He just, just like not a nice energy to be around, right? I put up with him because my mate got on with him. And a couple of years, like 2012, he messaged me and he says, his mate, he goes, you in Oslo? I was like, yeah. And he goes, I'm on my way to the Arctic. He goes, I'm going to stop in Oslo. Do you want to meet for a drink? And I wasn't going to do it, right? And I thought, fucking man, he doesn't know anyone in Oslo. Went down, right? First thing he does, massive hug, gives me a kiss on the cheek. I'm like, fucking hell, who's this guy? Like, and he sat down and I said, you're right, mate. And he was working for Vice magazine, going to the Arctic to do something about polar bears or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And he said, he goes, oh, mate, he goes, I'll be honest. He goes, a month ago, he goes, I was going to kill myself. He goes, I planned it all out on a specific weekend. He goes, I did ayahuasca the weekend before. He goes, it has completely changed my life.
So that experience changed.
Yeah. He done ayahuasca. He cried for 12 hours straight. But he said all the negative energies just came out of it.
And you feel better. It is a spiritual, like ayahuasca.
I'm not hearing any negative.
No, there's not. There's not.
Well, it will. I tell you what it will do, right? So DMT is more of a spiritual. It will open your eyes and make you see the universe for what it is with the energy flows and stuff. Ayahuasca will make you face up to your darkest demons, and it will make you. It will basically say, look, like, don't hide away anymore. Face up to it. Sort it out. So you'll come out of it better. But the 12 hours you're on it will not be a nice thing. Like, yeah,
it puts you through
in
it.
the long run, it'll fucking change.
Of course,
it helps people with addictions as well. They'd say now somebody's smack. A smack addict, I nearly said it. But yeah, they've gone and done that, and literally they can't look at heroin again.
It's changed their mindset.
There's ayaboga as well, which is a lesser component of ayahuasca, and they use that in pill form to treat people in rehab. Like,
they've started using it now to treat like post-traumatic stress, depression, anxiety, microdosing psilocybin mushrooms, things like that. And because they haven't been able to do all these tests on these things, because once they're made illegal, they're no longer tested on for medical use.
That's it.
That's it.
It's like the Star Pineapple Express, who's like,
that is it.
And then that's the end of it then, isn't it?
Fucking classic, that is. I love that film.
I know.
But yeah, it's the government, the fucking elites, like, they've
the World Health
Organization, they've fucked everything up, really, because think how many people it could have saved, really. You're talking about cannabis with cancer treatment and stuff. And don't get me wrong, it's not the cure for cancer, but
it certainly helps.
It helps. It helps people in pain. And
my mum's got Parkinson's, and I've been looking into cannabis for that, and the effects from cannabis on Parkinson's is astounding. Really. But I tell you what it is, right? It obviously comes down to tax, doesn't it? Because all these things, if you have the right ingredients, you can grow them in your backyard. So it's free, and that's
But
it's not made in a lab. You grow it, you smoke it.
But that's criminal. What they're doing.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? You can't make something illegal because you can't find a good way to tax it. That's fucking the most ridiculous thing.
Do you know what I mean? If everyone started home brewing tomorrow, alcohol would be illegal the next day. They haven't got the monopoly
100%.
And wherever you go, alcohol is there. You go for a meal on lunchtime, there's alcohol there. You go in a supermarket, it's there. Ridiculously cheap, and you think, you just look at, say, a bottle of whiskey, you think, fuck, that could kill me.
Yeah, of course.
That could fucking kill me.
100%. Like, fucking
the Americans,
the
Americans with the prohibition, they scrapped it, didn't they? But then they probably realised, and they're like, "Fuck, we're taking a massive national loss." So they 8 years they brought it back. It is. If that was the reason, I'm assuming it was. But
I think it comes down to money all the time.
Of course it does. Yeah,
I think we'll get to a stage where we look back and be like, fucking, can you believe the fucking government stopped us doing that for so long? Like, how can you fucking do that?
Do you know, like, with the so say they bring weed in now, right? And they found a way of regulating it, so they make tax on it. What happens to the drug dealers then? Do they carry on as normal, but then just fill in a tax return at the end of the year?
Yeah, they do. Like, entrepreneurs, I've been fucking gearing up for this for years.
Because
They would be going out with business, would they? Fucking hell.
Mike Tyson's making millions from it.
Yeah.
Isn't
Crazy.
That
Absolutely
fucking,
crazy.
who's that politician now? What's her name?
What, in UK or?
Yeah. What's her name now? Fuck.
Theresa May.
Theresa May.
I just randomly said Theresa May. I was going to say Priti Patel, but I was like, I don't think she fucking bongs.
Yeah, her husband. Her husband.
She don't rip any cones.
Ripping them out like. Yeah, her husband, that Theresa May's husband, owns a fucking cannabis factory.
Really?
Medical,
when I went to Dam, right, the first cafe we went in, it was a Cockney, he was British, and he said, I get my weed delivered from the UK.
Yeah.
And then he says, and I put it on the box, and I fucking, but he said most of my weed comes from the UK. And we were saying then about, like you said, Theresa May,
like, and then you think to yourselves, then they're making these laws to chuck these boys, like this boy serving fucking life sentences and shit, like not far off.
In America,
they're in and out all the
10
time.
bags, like, you know what I mean?
But yeah, for weed, like something that
Crazy.
Theresa May's husband has fucking got a fucking business doing.
Most of the UK media, like it is more in a lot of countries in the West, it's all right wing.
Yeah.
So they kind of look after. They won't say if it was a Labour sort of or whatever was, you know, had something to do with weed, they put a negative stigma over it.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's right wing, whether it's royals or, I know they don't have any fucking influence politically, but the sort of, they look after the rich. So they won't, what I'm basically saying is they won't put it in the paper that Theresa May's husband is part of this organisation.
No, 100%.
It's all kept
all the
hush-hush,
media,
you know?
all the media covers everything up.
Yeah,
they cover everything up, and this is what pisses me off about the like laws and stuff. They're open for manipulation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
If you see one of these politicians end up in court for something, or
Don't hear about it.
You won't hear about it.
No.
And not only that, but they'll have a judge who will just palm it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
but
then for the likes of us, they'd fucking throw the book out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. We are the working class society. We're victims to it, basically.
Yeah.
For the littlest of things. And then the media then will just basically turn it into a negative fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
People say middle-aged people who don't think like us, who are from a different generation, they believe everything they read and they look down at you. And, you know, the amount of, say, older people that would just look at you funny, say, because if you said, oh, I smoke weed, you know?
Yeah.
The only thing the media does, the only thing it's there for is to stop people realising that we are the many and they are the few, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And the older generation will always think that they know better, when it's not always the case. Look at the information we've got access to now on the internet. You think like me, I know you do. And that's what it is. And they don't like it that we're a lot more switched on than they are.
Yeah.
Our world is a lot more open, and we're a lot more educated than they were when they were growing up.
Because every view they've got came from Trevor McDonald.
Exactly. Look how easy it was before the internet to pull the wall over everybody's head.
Yeah. Have you seen with like religion as well, like say the older generation, like it's as if, like, say my dad for example, he's slowly now believing like what I am, sort of thing, and he's, you know, and he's starting to question things like in his late 50s. You know, what was it right what they were teaching in school? And, you know, like say my grandparents in their 80s, you know, I wouldn't dare talk to them about religion because it's almost at the end of their life sort of thing, and you don't, you know what I mean? You don't want to imagine switching your grandpa to an atheist at the age of 90.
Like
it's going to be like, fuck, what if I go tomorrow?
It's not real.
You got it wrong.
It's not real.
Like we were out, me and my family now, we were out for a meal a couple of years ago, and I was talking about religion. We were all having a chat and that, and I started talking about atheism and stuff, and then my dad sort of nudged me as if to say, oh, you know, because I asked my grandpa, I said, what do you believe, Gramp? And you know, he's a Catholic, Italian and everything, and my dad sort of nudged me as if to say, like, you know, don't know.
Nudged you as if to say, shut the fuck up.
If he choked on his steak now, he's going to be like, fuck.
Yeah.
I made a joke, right, at my old man's funeral, and the vicar, like, well, I writing a speech, right, I thought I may as well make it funny as well, and the vicar gave me evils, because what I said, because my old man wasn't religious at all, right, but we put some hymns in the service, and I went up and I said, some people here would know my old man wasn't religious, and it'll be a shock that we got some hymns, but I thought, we'd give him half a chance. So I did it a bit like knowing the bouncer in a nightclub. And the vicar was just staring at me, man.
Yeah, you
got to crack a little joke. He would like it.
Oh, he'd love it, mate. He's a prankster,
yeah. There's ways of dealing with, losing someone and different.
It is, yeah.
Like I fucking make a joke of it.
You gotta see the funny side.
I'll make a joke of it, and my missus says all the time to me, she's like, "You fucking just don't take nothing serious."
No. But especially if you're on having a blitz as well.
Oh,
you're humorous as fuck.
Fuck.
I don't think like taking stuff serious is a good thing anyway. It's like we were on a chat on the car on the way up and talking about how the new generation of comedy fans are getting offended by everything.
Yeah.
And Tom said something brilliant. He said, look, I don't care who you are and what your situation, but you have to be able to laugh at yourself. And this is so true, man. If you can't take a joke, what are you gonna do?
No.
Like,
look at those lot who used to go in the 70s when they used to go to Bernard Manning's club, and they knew, like, there was a Greek guy in the audience, and he knew he's gonna have his fucking ass ripped off.
Yeah.
And Bernard Manning will give us a fag, you Greek bastard. Come on.
yeah.
Are you going soon? And he was just like, he knew it was. Bernard Manning's not actually going to fucking punch him. It's he's just. I know humor's changed, but still, my point is, you've got to laugh at yourself.
But this is the thing, right? So I like Bernard Manning as a joke writer, and I feel like he let himself down with some of the stuff. But
he'd still be on TV now.
But knowing that, right? I wouldn't have gone to see Bernard Manning. If someone said you're going to see a racist comedian, I was like, all right, that's not for me. But that guy, he knows what Bernard Manning is. He's gone because he knows it. So of course you've got to laugh at yourself in that situation.
And it's a little bit of improv. He's like, oh, go on, bring it on. Fucking rip me apart. You know what I mean?
Whereas people these days will go and watch a comedian they know full well is doing material they don't like. Just to be in the audience, just to be offended.
And the way it's going now, like I was saying earlier, it's popular now to be offended by something.
I know.
Look at me, I've discovered something new. I'm going to say I'm offended by this, and then they chat, and you've got the platform to get your voice out there, whereas people before couldn't.
Haven't.
So now you've got social media, and they'll share, and then other people will share it, and then like, well, you can't say this, can't say that. With certain things, I completely agree and understand. But you've got to have, like, if we lose our sense of humor, we're fucking gone. Like.
I can't understand how people can be offended by words, and I don't want those sort of people around me.
No,
like I think if you're offended by something which is essentially a sound, then you're a weak person.
Grow up, like
Ricky Gervais said. He said, "How selfish must you be to be offended by something and expect every single person in the world not to say that to you?" Because you're offended by that. That's just selfish. He said, I everyone gets pissed off with certain things, but you're like, everyone's different. Not everybody's going to be nicey to you.
No, fuck.
That's the
wrap everyone in bubble wrap. Like.
It's
like me saying to you, Tom, when I was 4 years old, I got it quite hard on the end by a Capri Sun. Did you mind telling everyone not to drink all these drinks around?
How self-obsessed must you be?
You'd be straight in there with a Capri Sun yourself, man.
Do you know what I'd love? I'd love not to happen. Maybe a film, a comedy film, something to come out where there's like an apocalypse.
Seth Rogen and James Franco will do it.
Apocalypse, right? So there's an apocalypse. Everything gets wiped back down to nothing. It goes back to the fucking caveman times where everybody's got to hunt for their food. There's no electric.
We haven't got the IQ.
We haven't got the fucking IQ. Then you've got these people then who are offended, and imagine now everything back to cavemen times.
And you'll have
everybody's offended. There's a war. You've got to go into battle, and it's like, hang on, he's offended me. Look at his flag. Do you know what I mean?
That's such a good point. Right, my nan is 95 years old. She survived the World War.
Yeah.
To her, the idea of someone being offended by a word
is just bonkers. Fucking stupid.
She used to run home from school, right, with the air raid siren going off, not even knowing if a house was going to be there when you got there. Like, that's insane.
We're moving into a generation of people that are just not going to be.
Have you seen Demolition Man? We're still on.
Soft, man.
Have you seen Demolition Man?
Yes.
John Spartan, you are
a
fine.
long time ago.
Yeah, basically they go to like 2030, 2039.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to swear. They don't have sex, right? And you have sex through like a sort of digital, virtual type of thing.
I've been
and
doing
like,
that at home, actually, man.
and it's like, I was watching it the other day, I haven't seen it for years. I was like, fuck, the world is slow. And they were very soft. They didn't fight.
Yeah.
There was no confrontation. There hadn't been it was like, and,
Yeah.
and all the old school people live underground, and they just want to live like they did back in the day. But,
Yeah.
but the new government now have forced them into the sewers and everything. And like, honestly, I was like, fuck, the world is slowly
Going like that.
this film's supposed to be 10 years on from what it is now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, I was matching up a lot of things, like, because I hadn't seen
We're
it since
going our
the
way,
early
like.
2000s, and I watched it again the other day. I was like, wow, it's actually quite accurate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're like Back to the Future. It's like
Yeah.
just way off the
Oh,
mark.
I love
But
Back to the Future,
I mean,
though.
mate, fuck,
My
it's right down, got
favourite.
a fucking poster of Doc Brown and
I
stuff.
know.
Marty!
Well, I've got the hoverboard on the wall.
Class.
And I got the DeLorean up there.
Yeah.
I got the Out of Time up there.
You did a BBC
Oh, yeah.
Dash as
I did, yeah.
Did you?
It got me in to play Doc Brown, and it was for a Christmas video, basically. Like, what were you? It was Lenny. It was with Lenny.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
'Cause, yeah, it was in her house, I think, in Cardiff, and basically, Ignacio was Mardy, and I was Doc Brown.
Yeah.
And it was something to do with like the way his Christmas had panned out.
Yeah.
He wanted to go back in time and change it, sort of thing.
Yeah, and they didn't. No one actually knew what date it was because it was
Yeah.
it was in that bit between Christmas and New Year.
Yeah. Because I turn up and they'd be like, "Is this Hill Valley?" And he'd be like, "No." I'd be like, "Straight stop, what hell? It's worse than I thought."
What did he say?
I love it.
What did he say? It was the gooch of Christmas. It
Yeah,
was between the balls of Christmas.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and,
The
and the
arse.
track of New Year.
Yeah, I was like, "What?" Or something, and
Yeah.
and he said that. Oh, it was just a great day. I
Fucking
loved it.
brilliant.
And that type of old school impression where you grow up
Yeah.
watching Back to the Future. I was like, "Ah, nice one, eh?"
Yeah.
Cheers, bro.
it's great.
Oh, it's my favourite film by far.
Yeah.
I put it on and it takes me back to the place where I just didn't give a fuck when I was a kid and I was watching it and
Yeah.
that's all I was doing.
What's your favourite one?
The second one.
I don't know.
Between the first and the second.
You don't like the third one?
I do like it.
I love it.
But I love the first and
At
I
the-
love them all.
At the start, where he sees his own grave, like on the
Yeah.
third one.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Fucking catch up.
Yeah, but you'd be
Yeah.
surprised how many people haven't
I
fucking
know,
seen it. I'm like,
yeah.
are you real?
Yeah.
How have you not seen Back to the Future? Like, but they're a different generation to us.
Yeah.
But it needs to be watched, doesn't it? All that era with
Yes.
Spielberg was just bang on money, like.
And all the stuff he's done with aliens, he's in the
Yeah.
fucking know he is.
Yeah.
Absolutely, mate.
There was a picture of him, right, on the set of Jurassic Park with one of those big rhinoceros-looking dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And they'd obviously made it for the set. And he's got a rifle and he's laying down on the floor. And somebody shared it saying, this trophy hunter, fucking cruel bastard, share the fuck out of this, name and shame
Share
him.
the fuck out of it.
Spielberg
Next to it, I have seen
and
it.
it's
I have
fucking
seen
huge,
it.
isn't it? It's bigger than a fucking...
Like, look at this
JTB, like.
prick. He's killed a fucking Tyrannosaurus. What are
Oh
they
my god,
called?
so woke, what a prick.
What are they called?
Triceratops.
Sorry.
Triceratops.
Fuck, you know.
Yeah, fucking. Well, he's definitely he knows a lot more.
They turned into unicorns.
Unicorns, yeah.
That used to be me.
Yeah. Now, what happened was a unicorn fucked a rhino, and that's what came out. But yeah, what's your most popular impression then?
Popular impression.
Can you do it for us now?
I don't know. I think it'd probably be the champ, you know.
I love
I've
it.
been on that one with Joe. He
yeah.
messes that motherfucker. He won't get me on, you know, so...
When I shut
all
my
good.
eyes, it's it. Like
Yeah.
McGregor is
I can't really do that laugh.
McGregor's my favourite.
Yeah.
Well, not his antics outside.
No, what it is now, because he's obviously had a couple of kids and he's made it and he's lost that sort of that hunger, that character.
Yeah.
He's just sort of sophisticated and, you know, and I'm ready for the fight and he's gone sort of like...
That's fucking
He's
bang on, like.
he's just like that. Now, before he used to do the walk and,
Yeah.
you know, I want New York City. He's just like that, isn't he? I'm here to fucking take over.
It's red panty night.
It's red panty night tonight.
I reckon his thinking's different these days. I
reckon it
when
changes
he had
you, doesn't it?
nothing, I think he used to use a lot of manifestation
Yeah.
to picture these things.
He did,
Now
yeah,
he's got
yeah.
everything.
What do you do?
Yeah, what does he need?
What do you do?
You got to sell yourself at the start,
You
don't
know,
you?
I think the only reason he's still in there now is because he is after attention.
Yeah,
He is
Yeah.
an attention
If you
sort of,
notice
he
now,
thrives off
all
attention.
these fighters that are winning and getting the limelight Saturday nights on UFC, you'll tweet them the next day saying, "Oh, you know, I'll come up to 170 and show you how to fucking fight."
Show you how to do it.
And I'm like, mate, just leave the guy have his moment.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to jump on other people's hype.
Yeah.
And I think then that, because when you get to a certain height of fame, the only way there is down.
Yeah.
And because he's like yesterday's news now to a certain extent.
Yeah.
He doesn't like, you know, that other
Stay
people are getting the
relevant,
hype.
Stay relevant.
JPH, fuck you.
Yeah. Sean O'Malley's the new boy, isn't he?
Sugar Sean,
Sean O'Malley, man. He's going to be
He's
a
good.
superstar, man.
Yeah, he's
That
good.
Usman I like. When he knocked Masvidal out, I was
He's
just like,
good.
I love it when a gobby twat gets knocked out.
I like Masvidal.
I like him as well, but it's just like, I think every fighter, sometimes they get to a certain age and you don't see the shots coming, and he just got caught.
Yeah.
And that's what I find sometimes. You get to a certain age and you say you're on a winning streak.
Yeah.
What did I watch the other day? Darren Till getting knocked out by Tyrone Woodley.
Yeah.
And he was chops into him all the way through, and I thought, fuck, I hadn't seen him. I hope this Woodley guy knocks him out. Like, and he fucking battered him, and I was just like, yes.
Yeah.
I appreciate you got to sell a fight. I respect that. You got to make money.
Yeah.
But then you draw the line, you know.
Yeah, it's
now is no limits. Like
McGregor crossed the fucking line in so many different fucking ways. He crossed the line.
Leading up to the Khabib fight, man. All the stuff he did before the fight was even arranged, smashing his bus up.
But I think he was hitting the pop then, I do.
He's hitting everything.
He
He's
was
flipping his all off.
Yeah. Because he said, but he did all right though. Still, his timing was off a bit when Khabib caught him.
Yeah.
I thought, fucking hell.
Yeah.
He's actually been caught by a punch, like you know, which
his
normally
his timing wasn't right.
No.
Was it? But you can say it was a massive mistake for him to fight Mayweather, but was it?
No,
It's
good
100 million.
on him.
Where are you going to get that money anywhere else?
Yeah.
Good on him.
And I think this is probably the reason why he still fights now. He knows he's got a limited amount of time till he can't fight anymore.
Yeah.
So just make as much money as you can, man.
Do you
Set
know,
yourself up.
do you know what I think he should do? Mind you, though, I reckon he should fight Jake Paul, right?
Yeah.
Mega money, big money fight.
And then call
Come
it a
away
day.
from the UFC and then just call it a day.
Yeah.
You don't need to do anymore.
And you'd love to see him knock Jake Paul out as well. Everyone would love to
Come
see
on the
that.
podcast then, Conor. We'll have a chat on this. I'll get you on the DMTs then. Boom.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, it is bang on, that is, yo. What other ones can you do? He's like, fucking hell.
I'm boiling now, yeah.
It is
I'm
warm.
on stage. Which ones have I been? I've been doing the Mark Drakeford one lately. And he says, Wales. He says.
In that voice.
And he's, I was a science teacher, and now I'm a politician. And I'm just like,
He sounds like his voice box is an old fax machine.
Yeah.
Slowly getting the message through.
Sounds like he's giving a speech from a cardboard box.
Yeah.
And in it, like,
And he's like,
Being wound like a jack in the box.
and my suits are all XXL, even though they don't need. That's the his suits are huge. Like when he does his
They don't need
button
to be
up,
like-
his fucking shirts out there.
it's hanging down there.
Yeah, mental.
It's funny when you
Fuck,
see stuff
it's
like
bang
that.
on, though. It's bang on.
But my mother's like, Tom, you sound like Mr. Bean. No, if I was doing Mr. Bean, you know, I'd just speak like this. Jennifer!
Can you do Dana White? You look a bit like Dana White as it goes.
I'm a cross between. I'm a cross between I can't do that. My voice is gone. I'm a cross between Tyson Fury and Dana White. Someone said to me. He's fucking huge, isn't he, Dana White? He's just one of those like those cunts in school who just be like ripped and they didn't even go to the gym.
He wasn't like that though.
He wasn't.
He was like that.
He's on HGH.
Because you can see there's no you can tell when someone's on roids because it's just all one. There's no lines or there's no dent.
Human growth hormone.
Yeah,
he's just like that.
Joe Rogan's on it as well. Though. Joe Rogan's on. TRT replacement.
That's fucking incredible.
I do testosterone replacement.
Do you?
Yeah,
Where do you get that from?
I just bought it off fucking legally offline, man.
Illegally?
Yeah.
Get
So
it in, like.
I did my bloods properly.
Yeah.
So if you try and buy testosterone gel from Superdrug on their website, you can pay and they'll send a blood test out to you.
There?
No. So I got my results and I was under the testosterone level. Yeah. So then I just source my testosterone from somewhere else. I just inject every 3 days, man. I feel like my energy level. I feel like I'm in my 20s, like.
I do need to try it.
Yeah, it's great, man.
But you think with Dana White, all the money he's got,
I know.
He could have a dietitian and a personal trainer and just get stuck into it. It's fucking.
He won't admit it, but he's fucking on it. Joe Rogan's honest. That's what I love about Joe Rogan. He don't bullshit. He's like,
got like a Stallone shape though, and he's got big shoulders. Yeah. And you can see he's getting on a bit by his skin sort of texture.
Yeah.
And
any bloke past the age of 40 who's still ripped like that is having some sort of supplement.
Yeah.
Because you naturally lose muscle.
Yeah.
Your muscle deteriorates as you get older, doesn't it? So.
Because it's all part of the biohacking is a massive thing now, isn't it? Like and like this, it just all ties in with that, man. There's so many things you can be deficient in that you can just top your own body up now.
It's going to be a matter of time before you just go in, like a car wash, you drive through. They're like plug it in.
Yeah.
Right, well, test that. Yeah, it needs a bit of that, bit of that, tweak it. Next thing, come out feeling great.
Yeah.
I think fucking born again.
Yeah. Ken Shamrock as the stem cell replacement, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah, so if you look at Ken Shamrock now, he's more ripped than he was like 10 years ago. And he's got a place in Mexico where they go and they basically put young stem cells into your body and that buffs you up.
It's fucking crazy.
But he looks fucked, he does, doesn't he?
Oh, mate, he's a man that's fought his whole life.
He had some battles,
and he's one of those who like, bear in mind, I got complete respect for them, and I've never been in their shoes, but they go on too long. They can't accept that it's gone. They've passed it.
You see it a lot with fighters.
Anderson Silva, he's getting battered like all the time, isn't he? And like you said, now I'm done because I can't take it anymore, sort of thing.
Well, it must be hard, right? If you've always been the hardest bloke within your group, right? It must be hard to let your ego accept that you're gonna get
it. Same as the Mcgregor thing,
of course.
And when there's a new kid on the block, you're no longer the hard.
Exactly.
And then it's like, how do you accept that? Like,
it's like that Jack the Lad character, and then you grow up. Then, didn't you? When you sort of get to a certain age,
it's astounding.
Imagine you're in the mafia and you want to get out, and you can't. Like, I watched fucking Donnie Brasco last night, and he's in the thick of it.
I watched that the other night as well.
Yeah, on Netflix now, and obviously like. From The Sopranos as well, where you want to get out of it, but you can't because they'll kill you because they're worried you're going to talk, innit? So once you're in that life, you're fucked, like you say,
I still haven't left the Boy Scouts.
Same reason
I should have left when I was 7. I can't give up the lifestyle.
They'll chop you up.
We go camping twice a year. I hate it.
Oh, fucking hell. What sort of other stuff have you got in the pipeline and anything planned?
I'm doing a lot with I'm doing like prank sketches, like the ones you see on Facebook where like the boyfriend cheats on the girlfriend and she surprises him like with kicks him out of the house and that. I've been doing a lot of that stuff. So one of the guys I know, James, from On the Tools. Like about 2 years ago, I did the Conor McGregor impressions for the On the Tools guy. So I went up to Stratford and smashed it out on site, and then obviously made new contacts. I put a video up on Facebook, just doing my impression, and someone tagged me in this actors group and said that basically they're looking for a Conor McGregor impressionist. So somebody tagged me on Facebook and went up there, made new contacts. The guy I'm working with now, he's no longer with On the Tools. He's gone up to Manchester now with pages like It's Gone Viral and things like that. So yeah, I've made a new contact, and I'm smashing out some new content now,
Yeah.
and it's going great. So, and I'm obviously doing my BBC sesh stuff as well. I haven't done a video for a while.
Oh, I mean, either a long time, yeah.
Did he work?
But,
did he work on there
all
with
good.
Brendan O'Connor?
Brendan O'Connor
I don't think I ever met Brendan.
He was on
man.
there once.
on the tools, is it? Or
The BBC
BBC
Sesh.
Sesh.
Who's Brendan?
He's another contributor. I know who it is.
Yeah.
He's
but I
been
don't
on
think I've
there.
worked
Yeah.
with him,
He went to school with me. He did. I seen him in the gym. Fuck, it must have been about 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was talking to him there, and he was on about that.
They're good. They're really good. They like they reached out to me a couple of years ago. They said they loved my Dopey Darren. And, I had to tone him down a bit then, you know. Obviously, I had to clean Darren up completely. But it's all good. You kind of get that respect then, don't you, when you do a video with BBC, and the people who have, you know, look, people in my area be like, oh, you know, what's Rix doing the ad? What's he up to now? What ventures he on now? But I was, you know, when I packed up the DJ and MC, and I was fucking committed to this, you know.
Yeah.
So I smashed out a load of content when I first started, built up a good sort of name for myself in South Wales. Darren sort of blew up, and now a lot of the people who used to sort of like, you know, sort of wouldn't give you any recognition or just, you know, call you an editor. They're like, oh yeah, I used to hang around with Rix, or I was in school with Tom. Yeah, he's doing really well for himself, blah blah blah. And but basically the point is like, you know, I'm doing videos with BBC Sesh now, and so show me a bit of respect. You know, I'm serious about this.
This is what I want to do.
I hate that type where someone will say, like, you'll do like say like recently I posted a clip of me doing stand up for BBC Wales, the gig you came to watch. And someone messaged me and goes, oh, you're an editor, you're a twat. It's like,
it's like, no, I'm not 15 in fucking in D&T trying to make the class laugh. Like, I'm fucking.
I worked hard to write that set, and I worked hard for 10 years to get on TV. And like, it's the dismissive thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you find like, I'm certainly the area I grew up in, very working class, and being on TV or on stage or in arts in or performing arts in general or whatever, you know, if you're a musician, actor, whatever, it's just, that's just impossible. Oh, forget about that. Get a proper job.
I know.
Get a fucking real job.
Yeah, 100%.
And families say it to you, and friends, and like, don't limit yourself because of where you're from.
No.
You know, a lot of people now are sort of, there's a lot of privileged sort of middle class people I see in performing arts, very, you know, posh people. And they were born into it, and they always had those opportunities available. Say if their dad was an actor, you know, say like Kurt and Michael Douglas and whatever. It was on the plate for him when he was born. But I'm a big believer in working class talent being recognized, and don't limit yourself. You know, if you think you're good at something, or even if you don't know, you want to have a crack, don't worry what other people think. Give it a go, because believe me, you'll be more happier within yourself. A lot of people want to do things, but they're too scared because they worry what other people think, and they think, what if I make a tit to myself? I just want to fit in with the other sheep.
It's the ego thing again. And it's definitely a massive part of it. You know, think of many people, real fucking talented people, who didn't fucking do anything with it.
And it's self-belief as well, right? Because I've always believed that I can do it. So I remember when I was a teenager, I'd watched the old Paramount live at Jongleurs, live at the Comedy Store, and I'd watch the comedians right on the stage in Jongleurs, which was like a world famous club at the time, and I'd sit there and I'd enjoy, and I'd think, I can do that. I know I can do it. And then I think, like 2009, I think, I was on the same stage, man. When they filmed the TV.
You pictured yourself
because
there.
I knew I could do it.
When I was a kid, like I'd be obsessed with like Only Fools and Horses and the comic acting, like David Jason, Ronnie Barker from Porridge, and I'd look at these people and I'd watch their timing and their facial expressions, and I would do it to the TV, like, you know, they sort of do the they do those little jibs, and I'd sort of do it all, and I picture myself doing it when I was a kid, and I'd take teachers off in school, or I'd impersonate there's a lot of sort of boots in Pontedilla. There's a lot of standout characters.
Tom, how many dates went a bit pear-shaped in the cinema for you, mate? you sit there with Bird looking over you, just like, she's like, why so scared? Like, oh, babe, I'm just practicing.
Fuck.
I'm like, fucking hell, is he got a Twitch or what?
But it was those type of guys. Like I'd enjoy, like, me and my cousin, we used to go up my grandparents on the weekend, and he'd have like a Frank Carson stand-up comedy DVD, and we'd be laughing, and I didn't even know what I was laughing. He would just go, it's the way I tell him. Do it like that, and you didn't even know why you're laughing. But it was more the comic acting rather than stand-up that I was really attracted to, and I would picture myself when I was a kid doing it. So don't limit yourself, look at it and think, I can do that. Like the writer of Only Fools and Horses, John Sullivan, he said in a documentary he was just a set designer, and he was working on this comedy show, and he was obviously in the background then, just observing, and he said, I can do that, I can do better than that. And then he pushed to get commissioned with I think it was Citizen Smith from the 70s.
Okay.
He did, and it was a massive success, and they opened doors for him then, and he said all of those characters in Fools and Horses, I fucking grew up, my old man would have mates around the flat playing poker, I'd go down the pub when I was 16 to be some fucking Jack the Lad with all the watches. Come here, look what I've got for you, come and have a look at this.
Lean on the bar.
And I honestly think, right, on the streets, in the thick of it with working class people, that's where I always observe and analyze people. I've always done it. People think I'm staring at them, like I'm not. I'm just observing because I can see potential. So it's the characters you meet, which is ultimately how I come up with Dopey Darren. And that's what I think. Working class people, the hustle and bustle, the struggle, and it's humorous along, because like you look at Fools and Horses, they're always looking for that big break, but it never comes. But it's and they always fail, and it's the humor that comes along with it.
But I think comedy was born from the working class.
It is, like you said, they would make the rich laugh.
Exactly.
If you're struggling in life, you have to have humor, man. Whereas if you've got everything you need in life, then you're not.
I'll watch a comedian, right? I'm not going to name any, but say somebody who I can tell is quite privileged and quite posh, and they'll say a piece about what happened in their life, and I'm like, that's only funny for the minority, and they're in the audience like, ha ha ha, I'm a snob, I find that funny. It's like, when have you experienced that in your life?
Like, oh, and my butler said this.
I'm like, oh, shut up, man.
There's one bloke laughing in the audience, and it's his butler.
And he's getting paid to laugh.
It's bonkers. And like I said, the Dopey Darren character was a mix of, say, like, do you remember Shooting Stars with Vic Reeves? Do you remember Angelos? Angelos used to do the scores and all that.
Brilliant,
like I get a bit of Darren from him, like the local Wally, with it, and a bit of Ali G, where he's a bit of he thinks he's a bit of a gangster, Darren, but he's a prat, isn't he? And that's what it is, and people love this sort of thing. And whereas people I grew up with, like all the muckers on the streets who they sell a bit of weed, bit of coke, and they think they were little gangsters, but really I'd just be looking like, mate, you funny as fuck, you don't even they don't even realize they take themselves so seriously. And I would observe and I take that in, and I think there's potential here with these characters I'm growing up with, and then I'd look at it then in the bigger picture, like, oh yeah, it's similar to a Trigger, or similar to like to a boy, to like a Del Boy or whatever, and I thought, fuck, he's a snob, isn't he, Boyce? He likes being the rich one with all the skint ones, whereas if he went to say with rich people, he'd be the skint one. He likes being a big fish in a small pond,
And they're pieces that have obviously been taken from people that they've analysed.
Exactly.
At some point, and gone, right, that's a fucking...
Like David Jason said, he said he used to work, because he was an electrician, and he worked with this guy on site, and he used to talk like that, he's going down a pub tonight, and he'd just go like that with his cufflinks and all that. And he thought, I'm going to bring a bit of, when he does that, he said, I'm going to bring a bit of that into Del, where he thinks he's got it going for him, but he's a fucking twat, really, and he's a loser.
How good was Del Boy, though, David Jason?
He was perfectly cast, mate. You watch fucking Frost, and you watch Fools and Horses, that's a good actor. And when you see somebody and you're like, I know his face because they're a good actor, and then you Google it, you're like, oh my god, it's him or her from this or that, and you're like, wow, that's the same person.
He's so good.
That's why I like doing other things. Sorry, mate, go on.
So now and again, right? Like I love sort of I like scripting, I like sort of writing characters. Now and again,
it's the best part, isn't it?
You'll meet someone in life that is so insane.
Stiffy.
Yeah. That you couldn't write it into a character, because anyone that reads it would be like, no, that's too much. Like, there's a guy, right, that I met in Norway, a guy called Troy, English bloke in Norway, ran a bar, right? Insane. Like, one day, he was so drunk behind his own bar that the Chelsea Norwegian fans are in, right, and they're watching their match. And he's lobbing lemons, right, at these big Norwegian guys' heads. And this Norwegian turns around, he goes, you cannot do that. We are Vikings. He goes, you're not Vikings. You're wankers. Wow! Kicked them out, right, with 40 minutes left.
You can picture this bloke, can you? Like, cool.
The next week, they all come back for the match. He's changed the bar from a Chelsea supporters bar to a Swansea City supporters bar. There's only 3 of us from Swansea in there watching this match. 200 Norwegians outside banging the door. Like, oh my God. He was nuts, like.
But, he didn't care about his business. No. Reputation, come on.
If I wrote that into a sitcom, I'd give that to a commissioner. He'd be like, nah, that's too far.
Yeah,
like,
it's fucking mad. It comes like regardless of what the media's like and everything on social media, the majority are still working class people, like, and some things you don't say on the internet you'd say in real life. It is quite frustrating being in 2021 with the humor we've got. Because if it was like in the 90s and they all these fucking these companies would love it when they send the script in, boys.
Well, this is I within the 10 years I've been doing stand-up, I've had to cut almost half of my set out. Because of the way that the landscape is changing.
To everybody takes offense.
And most of the stuff isn't offensive. It's just keywords and people
if I write a script that's right up my street, and it's the best part being creative, because you are picturing this playing out in your head and it's really funny, and you think fuck, and then you send it in and you think I hope they'll keep that bit in. I hope they don't delete. Oh, Tom, can you rewrite this and do that? BBC Sash, I love them to bits. I count my blessings. That I'm working with them now and so on, but you've got to expect that fucking punch in the face. Like you can't include that. You could write a specific part in the script. You think that's the funniest bit. And then you're hoping, you're like, please don't say you've got to cut that out.
You've got to cut it out.
Oh, and then like a lot of the time it works out, or they'll make a suggestion. You think actually they are right there. They're spot on. And they'll come up with something. I think, oh, that's funny. That's even better. So it's a mutual agreement.
It's like,
but it's a stressful and it's a fucking exhilarating experience as well.
Like, where is it going to get to the point where it peaks and then starts to come back to normal?
In live comedy, there's already a solution. So live comedy at the moment is splitting completely in half. So there's a club called...
sounds stinking.
There's a club called Comedy Unleashed, right? And that is a club. It's called the Free Speech Comedy Club. Now the rules are you can go up and you can joke about anything. Now obviously no one's going up and being racist and this and that, but they're talking about subjects that other comedians aren't. Now this club is selling out every single weekend. So
it's what you want to hear, isn't it?
It is. That's what everybody wants. It's only a small minority.
Before the rule was in comedy, innit? If you don't want to like stay away, like the a comedian would never. They'd say, "Fuck off! I'm not changing my set just for you." If you don't like it, don't come.
Frankie Boy, like
but people like him in a certain way now, because those sort of comedians are dying out. People are wanting it more. They're like, I miss this comedy. Frankie, where are you playing next?
Because this so-called woke comedy is just not funny.
It's not.
It's like, if you're not allowed to take the mick out of anything, how are you even doing comedy?
That's what comedy is.
Like John Cleese said, comedy is critical. Whatever it is, you're ripping into something, or you're ripping in at yourself, you're complaining about something, and you make a joke out of it. You either look at the negatives or the funny side of it.
You're always going to have someone on the opposition who's getting ripped.
That's how it works.
That's what comedy is.
But that's what life is in general. Like this is the thing that annoys me. So even with politics, right? You get your left wing, you get your right wing, you get people in the middle. Now the thing that I realised is it's okay to disagree with people.
Yeah.
Like people have different views to me. Like I think probably me and Tom have got very different political views, like at some point. But
we're all
fight over it.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
that's why you know, like it's like you say, Labour and Conservative. So you're saying Labour's going to have to, you know, change their view and become. You know, change their views and switch it up to Conservative view. But it's not. You've got to have that opposition to argue things. You know. But like you say, with social media now, people can just say I'm offended by something, and then you know, okay, we won't do that again, or we'll change this now.
Social media's done some good stuff as well, man.
It has. It's brilliant.
So for example, your situation with comedy is quite unique, isn't it? Because you've got the following already. And now you're coming into stand-up, and obviously you it's fair to say you're sort of learning your craft.
I am, right?
But if you put a gig on right now, and I put a gig on right now, you'd have more people through your door than I would at my door, and I'm 10 years in. And you're your first couple of gigs, so that it's amazing that you can. Through social media, you can build a following. Before
social media is great for plugging yourself.
That's amazing.
And it's fucking
businesses,
free. It's free. Before we used to have to print cards out and fucking
post them everywhere.
Yeah, like it's a blessing and it's
a
not
curse,
a curse as well.
I was talking to Noel James, who's like he's been in comedy nearly 25 years now, and he said that. He used to have to just send an actual VHS tape in the post to promoters, and then wait for it to come back.
Waiting months, they haven't replied. Like I don't
like
know.
Eminem bringing his mixtape to Dre. Check it out.
Yeah,
we've been in the business like a good few years, and when I first started, you'd have the you know the occasional. I don't really get a lot of hate comments, but when you do on the occasion, it's you like the way I see it, you're doing something that they probably secretly would like to
wish
do
they were doing,
but they haven't got the fucking balls to do it.
Exactly.
So just be proud of yourself and say, you know, you could have 99, like we were saying earlier, 99 people could comment, great. But you do, as human nature, you focus on the negatives. You can't help it. And you think, why you can't?
You prick.
Unfollow
so
you fucker.
Why are you watching?
And I think about it differently now. So when we started the sesh stuff, the negative comments would get to me, and now if I have a negative comment on anything, I'll just look at that and I'll think, you know what, you're not happy in your life.
It
isn't on me.
Do you know what I find, right? These are the two types of people, right, who will hate comment. It's either egotistical lads who think they're fucking class and they're like us on their profile,
never achieve,
and they don't like other people having attention, so they'll say, oh, these two are supposed to be funny, man, what the fuck. Or it'll be like typical trolls. They'll comment but go on their profile, like I was saying on the last podcast, they've got no profile picture. They've got a picture of a fucking swan in a fucking army jacket or whatever, just some bollocks. And they're spouting off shit. And like I said before,
that'd freak you out whenever you're in the war situation.
Just some
don't
in army suits.
I thought of Jack Army and I thought of swans. I was going to say a swan in a swan's top. It's fucking Cyril the Swan.
Swami.
Cyril the Hayes.
Swami, like.
Yeah, you swami. But and you just think if you back up what you're saying, at least identify yourself and be proud. I respect that. If you're a hater and you fucking own it, good on you. I may give you a left hook if I see you on Wine Street, but
all right.
I tell you what, now and again you get it. So a live comedy audience, you know, you're on about the sort of bloke that just like loves being the top.
Those
you spot them a mile off. They'll be there with their missus. They'll have their arm tightly round her, right? The missus is laughing their head off, and they're stone facing you. And I'm just thinking, mate, I'm up on stage talking about how tiny my dick is. Like, I'm not trying to be the alpha male in any situation.
You don't snatch your bird nowadays.
I'm going to take your missus. Fucking insane.
But 20 minutes later, you're leaving with the missus.
Well, mate, you're going to prove a point.
But you do, though. You like, obviously, I've had years and years on social media now, and I've scanned through millions of comments on my posts, and you click on, say, the negative ones, and it's the ones who feel they're in competition with you. And it's all, like I said, it's always those sort of towy looking boys, you know, those Spice Heads who like not you know, Spice Heads.
Shout out to all Spice Heads.
I can't wait till the full moon's back up and the Spice Boys are playing up there. So
Tom, I remember
Spice Boys.
I remember you saying once, mate. It was someone commenting on a Dopey Darren, even one of your videos or Sesh video, and someone commented on Dopey Darren and go, "Oh my god,
what a twat!" Yeah.
And you wrote under it, you said, "Mate, who's the twat? You think he's real?"
Yeah. I think I find you're the twat for thinking he's real. He ghosted me.
I bet he did. I bet he did. It was a bit like that with JPH.
He's meant to be an annoying fucking chav, like a twat, and that's what gets the audience. You either rip into him because you think you're somebody. Yeah. It's always like the muckers who aren't. You could tell they aren't really intelligent, but they think they're a bit of a lad. Yeah. And they think, oh, this guy's a fucking prick. I'm like, are you talking about me or you don't know me?
You don't know about the character.
You know the dizzle. Like.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the fun that goes along with it. You know, you have a laugh with it, and just look at the positives. Don't dwell on the negatives. They aren't doing fuck all.
Who's your favourite comedian then?
Paul Foot.
One.
Paul Foot.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I'll be honest, I haven't heard of him. I swear.
Obscure man. He's I loved him before I started stand up, and I got blessed that I met him early on in stand up. We became good mates. Like he's got a mullet, and he's so. I'll tell you why he's my favourite comedian. I booked him for a gig in Swansea, and he spent 52 minutes talking about a Shire horse. He was a genius. It was one joke for 52 minutes.
Oh my god!
And people in the end were laughing for two reasons. Firstly, because it was hilarious, and secondly, because he was still talking about the Shire horse.
Everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
But like you say, with stand-up comedy, it's a lot of intelligence as well.
Yeah,
I'm not the smartest guy in the world. Like, so I'll go and watch a comedian, and I'll just sort of not be intimidated, but like fuck. But there again, I shouldn't be focusing on what I'm not.
No, yeah.
Like say like Eddie Murphy or so that Ariel Spears, who are impressionist comedians.
Yeah.
And I fucking love them. I absolutely love them. They're amazing.
Brilliant.
And that's again we were saying earlier. I look at myself doing it.
Yeah. Well, listen, the thing, man, it's your skill set. So I know I want to play the weekend clubs. I want to play in front of stag and end parties. I know my set is classed as a club set. There's nothing intelligent about it. It's just good old fashioned jokes.
Like Butlin's weekend, fucking smash it out.
Stuart Lee, but I don't want that. Like,
no. He's like your Jack D type of comedian, and whereas like it's sort of like you've got to listen to what he's saying to get the punchline. It's not physical sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying earlier, like Rick Mayall, I love Rick Mayall. He's fucking class, and he's off his nut. Or he was off his nut.
Yeah, he's not anymore.
And we've lost a great one there. I think.
Oh yeah, a big time, a massive influence on comedy. Like
he's amazing. Man.
Eddie Murphy's my favourite.
The
raw, delirious.
I think he's the GOAT, man. I know people talk a lot about Dave Chappelle, but I find Dave Chappelle
Richard Pryor.
Yeah, he got it from Richard Pryor, didn't he? Because they said he was the first black comedian to stand up on there and say "fuck you"
and set himself on fire.
Well, I don't like Dave Chappelle, man. I find so his early stuff I loved. I find his later stuff a bit boring. There's not many jokes there.
I'm not that thing with David Chappelle, to be honest.
But I really liked. I don't know if you guys have seen him. There was a comedian called Bernie Mac.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Pull your damn pants up.
But when he did, when he did,
he's in bad done here.
Yeah, when he did
pull your damn pants up.
The Def Comedy Jam place, and that was notorious for hecklers. And he comes out and he goes, "I ain't scared of you, motherfucker."
He just talk about bitches, and he had the punchline at the end. Is I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
What did he say? He says something like, his jokes were brilliant, but they were very simple. But the way he did it, he said, someone said to me the other day, he goes, Bernie, he goes, does this pussy taste like pumpkin pie? I never had no pumpkin pie.
I'm scared of you, motherfucker.
He's good.
Do you like Cat Williams, do you?
Cat Williams.
I used to do his impression where he'd go, he's in, have you seen the Friday films?
Yes.
You know the third Friday where he's the pimp? And he gets Terry Crews he gets Terry Crews' nuts in that fucking wrench.
Oh, yes.
Have you seen it? The third one? Yeah, basically, he's, what was the intro we were talking about before?
Oh,
he's like, you ever worked at McDonald's?
Yeah.
He's fucking brilliant.
In my opinion, this is the best intro to a comedy special I've ever seen. It's like, he plays the song, he goes, everybody's hustling.
Yeah.
But all he does...
I tell you, son, don't play it again.
He goes, that's my jam. That's my jam. And he goes, don't play it again. And then he goes, but what I'm saying is... And then he goes through all these different...
it's the tuxedo on the
He's just a funny
yeah,
looking
you
bro.
that's it. I love physical comedians
yeah.
like that. You just look at them and buckle.
You
Like.
just look at him and you
Yeah.
laugh.
Yeah.
As soon as he walks in,
Yeah.
you're like, fucking hell, what are you wearing?
Walking to heaven.
He was fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's those
When
type
you
of
said who he was, I was thinking, what the fuck is
yeah.
that? But I tell you, what do you think of Kevin Hart?
Yeah, I like Kevin. It's good.
Yeah, I have. Fuck. to be
Kevin,
honest-
you're on first name terms.
Kev,
You know?
me and Kev, you know.
I love Kev. Kev's my man. Kev is the man. Yeah,
It's,
he's good. He is good.
I haven't watched a lot of his stand up. I'll be honest with you. I
Haven't
haven't.
you?
No. I don't know why. Sometimes when I'm baked in the house, I'm like,
yeah.
he's a bit too hyperactive.
Yeah.
Fuck it, he's spinning me out a little bit, but I know he's fucking class.
Fuck,
you know? I love his films.
If
like.
I had more edibles, yeah, we could have ripped the edibles right up. Like, I do need to.
Just driving down the M4
Get them
25 mile an
all.
hour.
Yeah.
Walk like I'm fucking
Like that.
being safe, man.
I need to fucking slow down. Like, you're still in park. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm fucking too
Like
fast.
Tommy Chong says, isn't it? When he said,
I just wake up in the morning, I'm in America. I'm all right, Kev.
Push that back open. It's,
when Tommy Chong says, he's like, officer, I'm not going to kill anyone going 5 mile an hour.
Yeah.
You're not like.
It's fucking it's not ideal, is it, driving?
No, you're too cautious. You're checking your mirrors more than driving the car.
Police officer
Fucking hell,
pulled you
you're
over.
like, it's like you're on your test, man. Fuck. You're like, oh, just a second, I'll feed the wheel.
Yeah, I'm on my test. Like, I'm fucking on my 5th edible. I'm on my test.
Yeah. You got a Big Mac on your lap as well. It's not good. Like.
That's a funny thing, isn't it? When you get into that state when you're so stoned, you're like, right, I'm gonna make an effort so people don't know I'm stoned. And what you've actually done is just walk into a room full of people with your head down, not me. Pulled along the place, like
Looking dodgy as fuck.
Yeah, I tell you what would freak me out right now, right? If I just heard the words "fancy a fish pie" and I was backing off, all those years.
Yeah.
This was a dream and trip. I'm like, whoa.
It's like, fuck, I was enjoying our podcast as well. Shit.
Yeah.
A fish pie, like, of all the things.
I know.
Like,
chicken or beef, maybe.
I wouldn't.
You know,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
but fish.
I wouldn't fancy a fish pie any fucking time. Let alone when I've just come out of a fucking trip.
Yeah.
Like,
You smell that, Mom?
yeah.
Freedom. No, fish.
It's fish pie, motherfucker.
But it's time well spent because it was all made as well. So when I was in a different universe, he was just there in the store.
Oh, you open your eyes
No,
like
that's the
that.
micromeal one, like.
You're opening your eyes like that, and his bollocks are hanging over your face. Fancy fish pie, motherfucker.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Back on the
Fucking
podcast.
hell, that's not fucking fish. What the fuck is that?
Give me the pipe, I'm going again.
That's the hairiest fish I've ever fucking seen. Oh, fucking hell. But yeah, it is so, there is so much talent that's coming out from all different angles in Wales and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely, man.
It is at the minute.
It's having the South Wales comedy circuit is stronger than people realise, man.
Yeah.
Now, every now and again, right, we'll take a car full of comedians to a gig somewhere. Say, like, if we've all got material to try, we'll go up and we'll all try it. And everyone in the audience always says after, the Welsh boys were really
Is
good
it?
tonight.
Yeah.
There's a massive difference
Yeah.
between what we've got here and other comedy. So I was saying to Tom earlier, the Bristol comedy scene is struggling a little bit.
Is it?
There's too much woke comedy going on now, man.
Oh,
It's
fuck
struggling,
that.
like, so.
Fuck the woke comedy. Go back to sleep. Fuck off.
Yeah.
yeah. Back in hibernation, you go.
But we've got some old school acts down here. There's a guy called Paul James who is relentless one-liners.
Is he the one
Oh,
who
it's
on Britain's Got
amazing.
Talent?
No, Noel James, sorry, it's mate.
Oh,
He's
fuck.
Noel's fantastic, right?
Yeah,
Noel's
yeah.
one of the best acts I've
Do
ever
you
seen.
know
like.
what makes me laugh though? It's almost like they're pushing to have daytime comedy. Do you know the stuff you'd have on in the day?
BT, like.
They're trying to do that across the fucking board. like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I
what
agree.
it seems to be doing.
No.
And do you know what it's like, right? Doing that, the comedy is like going to a rock concert and saying, right, lads, we're going to take away the guitar and the drums. They're just going to be a middle-aged bloke and a flute. That's what it is. And then expecting everyone to have the same like good time.
Bring boys to men out like,
Pour the wine. Just ready like
yeah, but he's like, what the fuck?
is this?
Yeah. This isn't what I paid for.
Yeah,
right?
fuck. You know, some comedians like Frankie Boyle, they base their whole thing on being fucking shocking.
Yeah, but he's a hypocrite, man.
Factor.
Like Frankie, no, he is, man, because he built his career on that, right?
Yeah.
And now he's doing more political stuff. He's criticising other comedians for doing darker humour. It's like, behave yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
A little bit.
Well,
you know where your bread's buttered.
Frankie
like,
Boyle,
Yeah.
you're turning into a bit of a cunt.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
He's just scrolling through it. We'd be scrolling through YouTube, like, and he just click on it randomly. Like,
Click on this.
motherfuckers. You bastards.
Yeah. And he'd be
You
like,
fucking wanker.
Cat Williams' clip was good.
Let's fucking wanking to that.
No, but you know,
dark as fuck.
one of the things that pissed me off was Keith Lemon coming out to apologise.
About the Michael Jackson thing.
Yes.
He's a sellout little bastard.
Yeah, 100%, man. Fucking stick to your guns. You know, you have jokes at people's expenses.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you hate the people. You're bringing up everyday sort of issues.
Yeah. Man, I wish the TV companies would get a backbone, right?
Yeah.
I wish, so they say, oh, we've had to change stuff on TV because we're getting so many complaints.
They won't.
Why can't they just tell those people who are complaining to fuck off?
Yeah.
Like, what? You don't have to take the complaints serious at all. Like, if someone complains about something stupid, the TV company should be like, well, if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah,
This is what we're
exactly.
putting on.
Yeah.
You've heard of adrenochrome, have
Yeah,
you?
adrenochrome, man. Yeah.
What's that?
Oh,
So,
go on, you explain.
so there's a theory. Well, it's not a theory. So adrenochrome exists, right? So adrenochrome, if I scared you to a point where you thought you were going to die, you would release adrenaline in your blood. Now, if I drunk that blood, it's like a drug, and I would have the highest high I've ever had in my life. So the idea is there's these groups of celebrities and occultists,
Elites.
elites,
Fucking Harvey Weinstein.
and they torture children on purpose to take this out of their blood to do stuff.
And
like
they
that.
reckon this is massive trafficking thing then. It's all linked in with what's going on.
And there are millions of children that go missing every year without any trace. And
it's all like you say, it's like the dark web and stuff like that. Like you don't know what's going on. Do
Yeah.
you know.
And I watched last night, do you know Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Yes.
I haven't seen
Have you seen
Oh
that?
no,
Johnny Depp.
Blow that, isn't it?
Yeah, Johnny Depp is in Blow, but Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is, I think it's 1993 or something.
It's brought by something Hunter. Shit, I can't remember his name, man.
But yeah, he's in it with Antonio Banderas. I think it is it?
Is it where it's not the one where they write off it in the car?
Yeah.
And they're fucking like they're twitchy like
Well,
that.
do you know the drug he pulls out there? It's adrenochrome.
Ah.
So all this
I
stuff
thought he
has
just
come
like
out.
fucking pilling on Mandy or
The
something.
drug they pull out, but it doesn't say where it's come from, or unless it does, it doesn't say the truth of where it is.
I watched it.
I think they mention where it comes from, but he won't talk about it.
I watched it to the part where they pull up on the side of the road where the cameras are just switching like that. I saw it to the part where it just basically, I don't know whether it's hungover.
Yeah.
And I thought, fuck, I'm turning this off. I haven't got the right.
Jesus Christ.
What did he do?
Smack my mic over again.
He's done it again.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'll do.
Starver?
Yeah, I'll do. Like,
But yeah, I'll have to. If I'm in the right mindset, that's definitely a film I'd watch. Yeah, 100%.
yeah, it's fucking this. When you go down the rabbit hole of some of these conspiracies,
I know, mate.
I know.
And do you know what annoys me as well is there are so many obviously made up conspiracies out there, and I hate that because I want to know what's real and what's not.
Because that's it. The whole selling point of a conspiracy is it's interesting.
Yeah.
Even if you know that it's not true, you're like, oh, let's try and put two and two together.
Is there ghosts? Is there fucking aliens?
See, I love a bit of David Icke, right? Love a bit of David Icke. He talks about some interesting stuff, but then I just can't get on board with the whole reptilian idea, right?
No,
and I can't, and then that spoils it for me because I'm like, I was on board.
But do you know the thing is, though? Do you know the weird thing is about that reptilian thing? Do you know when I done DMT the second time?
Yeah,
there was a real fucking reptilian presence in it.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Really fucking weird.
and we have got a reptilian part of the brain, right?
Yeah,
that's proven. It's your survival part.
It's the third. It's like the third eye, isn't it?
I feel like I'm missing out here for not being a junkie. Like,
oh, you should have brought Dopey Darren.
I know. Yeah. What did that guy shout out to me on Wine Street? Oh, what did he call me? Dippy Dave.
Yeah.
People filming a BBC sketch on Wine Street, loud as fuck. And he goes, "Oh, it's Dippy Dave. He's have a photo."
Yeah,
Dippy Dave.
And then what made me laugh with that as well, mate, was someone came up to you and they basically they go, "Oh, what are you doing now, Rix? You header?" And they shook your hand and stuff. And I was waiting when I sort of started filming again. He walked away. I said, "Who was that, mate?" He goes, "I don't fucking know."
Like that, fuck no.
That's what I mean. So when people have a beer, they'll come up to you and they'll say, "Oh, can I have a photo?" or whatever. Yeah. But when they say, if you see someone in the street or whatever out and about, they stare like and look like
they think it is that him.
Why is he dressed normal?
Yeah,
no,
is that him?
Must be his twin. Like,
I'd love to see a video of Dopey Darren doing DMT.
Oh fuck.
I did the one where I pretended I went to that Port Talbot illegal rave like about 6 months ago, and then come home. I just went for it. It wasn't scripted at all. I just went for it, like, and I was fucking just
going
off it, and
the stupid ones are the best. We did one together about the Area 50. Area 54, right?
50. Area 50.
No, what is
that? Oh, Area 51.
51.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. Area 54 is
I thought it was a copyright thing, like Area 53.5.
No, it's two doors down the pancake place. Area 54.
It's a coffee shop. Like.
We did a really stupid one, wasn't it, about Area 51, and it was just fucking. It was so much fun to do.
Remember that hype about 2 years ago where everyone was talking about Area 51,
reading it like
that's it. Yeah,
Bob Lazar like fucking get it in.
I wrote this fucking script tonight about Darren rings Kenny because he said we gotta go and raid Area 51 and find those aliens. Like. And we sped it up into like a sort of a chipmunky alien type of voice, and. What do you say? We jump on the number 50 bus.
I said you said come to Area 51. I said, who don't even knows where that is, you twat. And then he goes, no, it's easy. You just jump on a 51 bus and stay on till the end.
That's where the driver is.
Like. Oh fuck's sake!
Stupid, man. But
did you watch the Bob Lazar fucking Joe Rogan interview?
Yeah, very interesting.
That's
love it, mate.
Interesting.
And again, right, so someone like that, Bob Lazar, I like people like that because he's got no reason to lie.
No.
And like I don't know, it's just fascinating, and the things that he spoke about with the contact with aliens and meeting them face to face and working with them.
And when he's talking about, like, he goes into so much detail about the textures, the compounds, the not understanding what exactly they've just been fucking working on.
Yeah.
It's
So he's the one that talks about the back engineering, right?
Yeah, reverse engineering.
I'll send you a link after me.
Yeah, send it to me later.
Because didn't he say that even after he left, they still weren't anywhere near working out how this thing that they caught worked?
Nothing.
Right? Yeah.
He said they were all just scratching their heads, right? But he mentioned this compound that wasn't actually a stable compound.
Yeah.
And he was saying that there's a way they've stabilized it and it is possible. And then years later, must have been about 20 years later, all of a sudden they announced this compound is found in a stable form.
Yeah.
And he was like, he predicted that years ago. How the fuck can you predict that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's stuff that don't add up. And they're saying, oh, he didn't go to Los Alamos or whatever. Fucking...
where it was
place. But then he's like, look, I'm on the front page of the thing. So then you're like, fuck, hang on, like, and I want it to be real. I want it to be fucking real.
Well, I mean, in terms of extraterrestrials, I think it's a very arrogant way of thinking. That we'd be the only ones in a universe.
We are not the only ones.
Like, that's insane. Like.
We're not the only ones. He had someone on the other day, Joe Rogan did, to do with aliens again.
I like the ones where he gets like Brian Cox on and like Louis Theroux and like people who he's in all, being in their presence. And you can tell he's fucking just really interested.
Oh, yeah.
It's class.
Because there's another one, Dr. Robert shock or something.
Yeah.
And he talks about the pyramids and shit like that. Because I was seeing all
I'm
like Egyptian
fascinated by
hieroglyphics and stuff. When I
Yeah,
did
me too,
DLT,
yeah.
I was seeing all Egyptian hieroglyphics on this machine thing. All
But were you understanding them? Because I found the strangest thing for me was I felt like I was downloading hieroglyphics, but I was understanding the information.
Oh, I wasn't
and then
understanding
afterwards,
nothing.
when I looked at the hieroglyphics, I'm like, I don't understand hieroglyphics. And then I've got this weird thing now, right, where my brain has got answers to stuff, but I can't put it into English.
Yeah.
So I know stuff
It's
I can't
so weird.
physically.
You can't talk
yeah,
about.
It's weird.
I'm like, I
You
done it.
got
Like,
it,
you're right.
we'll do it one night.
Yeah,
we'll
fuck
do
yeah.
it one
Class,
night.
mate.
It needs to be like really calm,
Yeah.
quiet. You need to be in a good place yourself.
Yeah.
If you're fucking stressed and
What
got
sort
shit
of
on your
time
mind.
scales are we looking at? Like
10 minutes.
Well, no, I mean not coming up, but how the whole experience. Like, will I be fucked for a week?
Oh,
No,
10 minutes.
No,
that's it.
10 minutes.
it?
You're gone for 10
And you're
minutes,
back.
but there's no, when you are
So
gone,
like Ket,
there's-
basically, and then it just you crash and it's just gone.
but you won't feel
There's
Yeah,
like
no
but you
come
don't
down.
crash, or
Yeah.
there's no come down.
That's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
like Ket, you're off your fucking nut. You can't see and everything, and all of a sudden,
can't see.
all of a sudden, then it wears off,
and
and then you're just like, oh, what's happening?
Aye, but this, you come round and like when my mate and then he was sitting there, I started talking about this earlier and I didn't finish it. He was sitting there and when he come round, he's like, oh, you're my friend. And I'm just standing there and I'm just laughing. I'm like, yeah, son. And he was like, you look like you're up from another fucking planet or something. Because your visuals take a bit to... Like, when I came round, I was
Everything
looking
is
at him.
exaggerated,
His eyes
yeah?
were going big. Then
know-
the small, and his mouth.
Fuck.
Do you know when I came back from the trip, right, I stood up quite quickly and I swear to God, I turned around and I could see the shutters of myself standing up. So the little shutters of time, the trail.
Whoa.
Like a
like,
slinky,
yeah, my
fucking
my timeline was still dragging a bit from the, like, it was insane.
Look
Like,
close on my face. Put the stand.
Listen to it back. Now you're like blowing my head off.
I'm waiting for him to shout, it's inside me. Get this mic out of me. That's bad.
above it
yeah.
now, yeah.
That's bad.
Strange thing, even though it's 10 minutes of DMT, when you're gone, you've no concept of time. So you can feel like you're gone for about an hour. So much happens in a short amount of time.
Time is non-existent.
Yeah.
Well, they say when you have a long dream, innit, it's only for like 30 seconds. But
Yeah.
it feels like you've had the same dream all night. Like, it's fucking mental.
It's weird.
When you dream, are you yourself in your dream?
Yeah.
But like, can you? Because because in my dreams, right,
Someone else.
How's that?
I'm Mahatma Gandhi. I don't know what's going on. Just going around the world giving people peace. No, but I can fly and stuff in my dreams because I'm aware I'm dreaming, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, so I was genuinely looking after my nan one night, right, and she was talking in her sleep, and she goes, "Oh, I can't hear a bloody word you're saying," and I was thinking, like, firstly, like, that means my nan's so deaf when she hasn't got her hearing aids in, she can't hear her own fucking dreams, right? That's weird.
Yeah.
And secondly, why is my nan still 95 and deaf in a dream when you can be anything you want to be? Like, I can't get my head around it. Like, why would you take a disability into a dream?
So it was your
crazy.
dream or
No,
hers?
it's my nan's dream. So she was talking in her sleep, and she was still deaf in her own dream. And I'm thinking, why?
Yeah. You either have a dream like as you are now, because obviously you change as you get older and whatever, new experiences. But I have a lot of dreams where I'm back in school as well, and I'm my younger self. Yeah. I got the fucking dinner tray, and I'm waiting to fucking because they reckon, see, those are like, I'm always by the fucking, I'm always in the fucking hall, right? Just with my white polo shirt on. And I'm like, you don't even question, do you? Why are you there?
No.
I've got my dinner tray and I'm ready to go. Like, don't ask me why. They reckon
You must have loved those school dinners.
I did. Oh, mate, I did. It's fucking.
Mate, I'd love it if you went to like a sleep therapist, right? And he said, "What's going on, Tom?" I go, "I keep having these dreams, and just in school to my school dinner." So he spends weeks sorting you out, and you go back. And he goes, "Any better?" I go, "Yeah, I'm myself now, but I'm in Subway for some reason." It's a scenario.
It's nuts, but they reckon you always dream about, say, where you were happiest in life, apparently. But it's true. I loved school. I did. I don't know why. I had a free audience every day.
A free audience, non-stop entertainment.
No, but I did. I enjoyed school, and for some reason, I'm always back down the comp. And I never question, why am I here?
What was it
Or
called?
I'm back playing rugby for Hendy, say, when we were under 16s, and I'm just with my old mates and we're just chucking the ball around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wake up, and I'm like, what? I'm like a completely different person now. Do
You know Darren Blan?
Darren what?
Blan?
Darren Blan, is that his real name?
Yeah.
Blan?
Darren Blan. He's from up that way, yes, Hendy way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Probably if I fucking, if I saw him, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, with names. How old is he?
Got to be about 2 years older than me, so we're the same age.
Is it? How do you know?
You said 37 earlier, didn't you?
37? No, I'm 30, I am.
Fucking off.
Yeah, I know. I look young, don't I, for 30?
Are you really 30?
Yeah,
Wait,
30,
you said 37 earlier.
No.
I'm 30. I'm 36.
Why did you say 37 years
I
old
didn't say
earlier?
37.
You did,
No, I
yeah,
didn't.
at the start.
What? No. I'm 30 now, I said.
Fucking sure you said 37.
22nd
Because I
of
even
the 10th,
said to you,
1990.
same age as me.
No.
I must have
You
misheard
said
you. It must have been
no,
for the
you
age.
said you're a similar age to me, but I didn't know how old you were, so I just went, yeah.
You're like, fucking on
No, I'm 31 this year, October.
Oh,
So what,
fuck.
Yeah.
what was it about the school dinners then?
I don't know.
Was it because
It was the meal of the day. That's what I used to look forward to, meal of the day, because you didn't know what you were going in for.
When you said,
Do you
right?
remember?
he's thinking to himself, cheeky cunt thinks I'm 37.
It's fine, mate. It's absolutely fine.
Oh, fuck.
I used to get in Escape when I was 16. Those days, I just like, yeah, by the time I was 18, I was bored of town. I'm an old dead now.
Older now on a pill, like,
I love
with the big boys.
I love the fact, because you used to be a DJ and you used to play Monkey Bar.
Yeah.
I love the fact, before I even knew you, at some point,
Yeah.
you were playing and I was just in a corner.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Did you used to go as well, did you?
Escape.
Yeah.
Oh, I liked the bit, like.
Oh.
I like.
You used to get five for a tenner.
I like the
Those are
fucking
days.
disco biscuit, like.
Oh, it's all right. Fuck, I'd lose
Lovely.
2 stone in a night.
Before I ever went to Escape, someone said to me, they said, oh, you need to go to Escape. I said, why is that? I said, well, the best thing I've ever seen in Escape. I said, I got to the bottom of the stairs and there was just a guy shitting himself off his face, pants is halfway
Just on the
down.
bottom of the steps.
Having a good old fashioned shit.
Who puts those steps were fucking
Steep.
like, and fuck, you 3 pills down, man. A couple of fucking VKs.
Couple of people pissing on
Yeah,
him.
you're just like, fucking hell, I'm gonna fall down. I saw my
Yeah.
mate just go tumbling down, but he did it on purpose. So right off, he got up and went, fucking God. And he just ran in the garage room, just like, not a mark
Yeah.
on him. If he did it sober, he'd be dead.
I
The power you get on drugs, isn't it?
It's, oh yeah,
It's mental.
it makes you think, though, when are clubs and shit ever gonna get back to that?
I know. It's
I
crazy.
don't think it. I think now because of smartphones, a lot of people are posers when they go out now.
Yeah.
I used
yeah.
to get out top. Oh fuck
Yeah.
it!
Yeah.
No one's gonna see me. I'm off my
Tassels on
junk.
the
Well, we
titties,
were
like-
we were living our best life.
Yeah,
like,
we
you
didn't
know?
give a fuck.
But now people are just like cautious. And
Yeah.
like,
Oh, somebody may have the phone.
Me.
Somebody may have their
Yeah.
phone out, take a picture.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you see, like, you see live DJ sets now posted from Ibiza, right? And everyone is just filming themselves
Yeah.
dancing.
It's like, look, I'm having such a good time.
Yeah.
And like, are you though?
Like, I can't remember any of it because I was looking at the phone.
Yeah.
It's
And
the
you're watching it
weird
back,
thing,
and you're like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I was there. It's like, yeah, but you didn't like Noel Gallagher said. He
Yeah.
hates people having phones.
It's so
back there.
addictive, though.
But you look at a crowd saying Main Road in the 90s when Oasis
Yeah.
played, and everyone's just fucking
Loving it.
And you're like.
They're in. They're
And I know
present.
people who've been there, and
Yeah.
they say one of the best gigs they've ever. People in their 40s now, the best gig I've ever been to.
Yeah.
But we caught the end of it,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah.
2008, 9,
we
10,
were the
11.
last.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
last of them, like.
Absolutely.
That's why we know.
That's why you said your age.
Yeah.
Earlier, we were talking about it.
Yeah.
We had a good generation though, because we had that lovely sort of generation of the electronic music coming off the back of the 90s and
Yeah,
going into
yeah.
that sort of clublandish
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like, it was
Early
just- and then
2000s.
the banging trance
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
drum and bass came.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Oh, I jumped straight
really,
on the
like,
drum and
yeah.
bass scene. It was fucking
The music
amazing.
now isn't the same, is it?
No, of course not. It's
Look-
watered down, man. It's like if you look at the, mate. I mean, the best example is rap, right?
Yeah.
So like,
I can't understand those motherfuckers.
Exactly.
The
mumble rap.
The mumble rap.
How can you rap without words?
I get so good, so push you and come.
And
And these kids are in there. I was like, oh, bars.
oh, these words are fucking inspirational.
Yeah. They just can't.
Can't
All these
understand
rappers do now. They dressed in pink or whatever with like pink dreadlocks, and they've just got ounces of weed on their shoulders, walking through high school fucking corridors, just like I just have I don't like my.
And it's even cool to be a rat now as well. Like,
Tupac and Dre be like, shut the fuck up, motherfucker.
I've always said, mate, to write the rap song without lyrics is like making a fish pie without your bollocks. I've always said that.
Fish pie.
Fuck's sake. If I go home tonight, right, if it's any type, like even the tin salmon, I'd be like, I'm chucking
fish pie.
So when you buy those, I know we got back to fish pie talking. When you buy those, maybe just get the micro meal fish pies. I was talking about earlier.
I fucking never had them.
That stench, man. Fucking hell. It's just parsley sauce and about 4 different fish chopped up to fucking bits. Yeah. Chopped up sections and fucking.
Yeah, I never been one for fish pies. Like.
No, fucking hell.
I like going fishing, catch a bass, and I'll cook the bass in butter and all.
Yeah.
Rock salt on the skin.
Then a couple of chili flakes.
Give it the old salt bite.
Yeah. He's fucking raking it in that.
Oh God, yeah.
Absolutely.
He's supposed to be a fucking multi-billionaire, isn't he?
Or anyway.
What
Is it?
are you talking about?
Salt Bay.
Salt Bay. The guy who sprinkles the old salt.
Oh yeah, all right. So the guy with the videos of him cutting up the meat really quick, and then in the restaurant, is normally a celebrity.
Yeah.
He basically has the celeb, and then they get him on his Instagram and vice versa, and he's got millions.
What do you think of the Bad Boy Chiller crew?
Do you know what?
They fucking brilliant.
I don't know a lot about them, but are they the ones who did put a donk on it back in the day?
No, I don't think
put a donk. You know what you want to do with that, don't you? Put a donk on it.
No, it's not them. No, I don't think.
Every video I've seen of them, I've seen the one a couple of years ago where they pretend to be coppers and they get on it with the people in the house. Like that's funny. But then I watched one the other day, that fucking pikey looking one with the mullet.
The mullet. He's fucking the funniest.
He was just necking like
down in drinks, and
he
being
was
sick
stewing and that, and I was like,
what are you doing? Like,
yeah, genuinely was like, what the fuck? I Vice did an article on them.
Yeah.
They make quite catchy music though. This is the thing, like
I don't know.
Their songs are good.
Yeah.
But
do they MC over it? What's up?
Yeah. It's really good. They are good. Like they've got one song in particular that's really catchy. Like,
what's he drinking with that? White wine, is it?
Fuck, I don't know.
He's on cigars now, is he?
He's smoking a piece of dog shit, Alex.
Have you seen when Dave Chappelle's on there? No, he's talking about Dave Chappelle. No, it's the Elon Musk one. And he says that's marijuana and tobacco.
Yeah.
And he's like, Dave Chappelle introduced me to this. And I haven't fucking looked back since. And he's just, and I'm like, American smoking a proper joint, basically. Tobacco, because they just add, like Tommy Chong is like, no, I'm not doing tobacco.
Yeah.
But fucking, you could tell, and I know because obviously we smoke proper joints, and I'm like, they know, they're enjoying it.
They know what they.
Because he said basically it's the best fucking invention that I've ever come across, like tobacco and weed. They didn't know about it. And he was like, it saves me weed, and I get the same high, and it's a win-win. Like, But yeah, he looks like he's chuffing a fucking Cuban, but that, mate.
It is, that's a Cuban.
Yeah, it's fucked, isn't it?
He just loves it. He just loves it.
You can tell, though, he's one of these people who didn't try drugs until he was like 30.
No.
So he's got no psychological problems, you know what I mean?
He's fucking hell, why wasn't I doing these drugs when I was a kid? Like, because you end up like this, mate.
I was smacking up my mother cow when I was 5.
He's really obsessed with longevity at the moment as well. He'll do anything to try and extend his life. He had a guy on called Dr. Sinclair, and he was talking about all these different supplements you can take, and he's obsessed with living as long as he possibly can. I love that, man. Like, he's obviously having a great time.
Yeah,
fucking right he is.
But like he said, when he first tried a joint, and he said, all this bad stuff, he said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. He said, and he said, but he said sometimes you do get a little bit paranoid, and he said you'll think back to a situation you were in 10 years ago, and you'll start mulling it over and worrying about it. He said you'll just go back to a place Well, you were
Yeah.
yeah.
School
Yeah, just wait. What the fuck? Why am I back in fucking school? Wow.
Eating fish pie, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Put this fish pie on my tray. Running away from the fish pie,
This is the
like.
meal of the day. What the fuck? I told you, bitch. I don't like fish pie. Swap.
Oh, fuck
Wake
it
up
up.
like, fuck, sorry.
Oh, it's fucking... Fuck, I'm sure we can do another fucking podcast as well.
We can do another one, is
Yeah.
it? Yeah, fuck
Let's
right.
do another one.
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
plenty to talk
Part
about.
2, fucking hell.
Got plenty to talk about, don't
Yeah,
we?
I'll have to bring a
Fuck,
bag.
I got no idea. Fucking right, bring it up, sir. I'll get a little batch of the old Demetrius.
Yeah. Demetrius, get it up here.
Demetrius Johnson.
I want to go to
Demetrius Johnson. No, I'm trying to think of
I
Demetrius
can't
Johnson.
smoke cigars, see?
Can you?
No, I don't know.
I haven't got any anyway.
No. This is if he was offering me one, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't. I haven't got any. I can't though. I can't. No.
That's why I opened the door ready. Like, if I was going to fucking whip one out.
Ready to open the old
Yeah.
Cubans. Get the Cubans out there.
But saying that, though, I know they've done fucking loads of juice and that over the years, but Stallone and Schwarzenegger, they cane the cigars, didn't they? And they're hot, so fuck. It's got to be because of that as well. I think.
Steroids has got something to do with
Yeah,
it.
that's what I mean. They smashed the juice for fucking
Yeah.
years.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
Stallone is flat.
Oh, I thought you meant the cigars.
No,
I
no,
thought
no.
you meant the
Like,
cigars. They're
literally,
killing them.
He's right off it tonight. No, like I literally said, I know they've hammered the juice and the weights, but
Yeah.
the cigars, like, still, Schwarzenegger, fucking, he's chuffing them all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
Loves them, like.
you got to have a stogie.
Stallone got
Get
stopped
to the
going-
chopper.
Come on.
Did Stallone get stopped going into Japan or something because he had a suitcase full of human growth hormone or something?
Yeah,
Like
no,
when
yeah.
He was training.
He's
for
a god.
for
This
for
is
the
for
new
one
Rocky
ass
film, wasn't he?
cheek.
Either, yeah, it was, yeah, I think it was that, yeah.
Yeah. He
but
got done, didn't he?
No, he's open about it, though, isn't he? He said, "Yeah, I use it because how else is a man of that
Yeah.
age going to get in shape for that?"
You've got to give credit to him though. There's
Yeah.
70-year-old blokes out there. He's 74,
Fucking
75,
mad, isn't it?
like.
Yeah.
That's, fair enough if he's 55, but he's fucking in his 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see where
And
Sylvester
he benches
Stallone.
more than me, probably, and, fucking
You
hell.
can see Sylvester Stallone. He probably fucking. You can see he found a really good steroid dealer.
Really good vein.
And in Rocky 4. Just before Rocky 4, he really found a good
Well,
supplier.
he reckons, there's this guy, Frank Gore, used to do World's Strongest, not World, what's it called, Pumping Iron with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
This guy, Frank Gore, they were like fucking the two best in the game, along with that Lou Ferrigno. And he said, I introduced Sly to this Frank Gore guy because he said, Arnie, I want to get in better shape. So if you notice Rocky 2 and then Rocky 3 and 4, he's just a different fucking animal, isn't he? You can tell though he's been doing weights and boxers don't look like that.
No.
But it's for film, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's all
Oh, Rocky 4, he comes out like a fucking action hero, doesn't
and
he?
he's about 40, but do you know what I
Mad,
mean?
innit?
But they said, what's the best shape you've ever been in a documentary or an interview? And he said Rambo 3
Is it?
when he's in Afghanistan.
Is he? Yeah.
And I didn't expect him to say, like you say,
I thought Rocky 4
or the second Rambo or whatever. But that they just one-dimensional actors. He's a better actor than Arnie, I
Yeah.
think.
Like Jason Statham.
Yeah, you couldn't see him playing a fucking lawyer or something, could you?
Like-
You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's like
No.
he knows his lane, he stays in it, and he's a multi-millionaire. He's famous, so good on you. Good on you.
He's found his niche and
Yeah,
he's making money from it. So
yeah, exactly. And,
know.
I never knock anyone for making a buck. Like, it's do what you got to do, man.
it's a dog eat dog
know?
world, isn't
Don't missell my nan PPI, but
it? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to shoot off in a bit, lads.
What's the time?
It's 3:15.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right. Well, no, we're going to wrap this
We'll
up
have a
anyway
part
now.
2.
We're going to have a part 2.
Yeah.
We'll have a few more
a lot of other
substances flying around.
particles.
You love it, like. But boys, thank you for coming on.
No worries, man. Absolute pleasure. I've enjoyed.
Don't be
Enjoyable, mate.
The dizzle.
Dippy
Yeah,
Dave.
and I'm working on a new hip hop track. Well, Dopey Darren's working on a new hip hop
Yeah.
track. He's been out of the game a long time.
He's coming out of
and
retirement.
He's coming out of retirement for a one-off track, and it's going to be.
Is this because JBH called him out?
Did he call me out?
I don't know. Did he?
Yeah.
When?
He called me out. No, he called me a cunt.
Oh no, he has.
Did
He said, Dopey Darren, you're a cunt as well.
Yeah.
That's what he said. You called Biggie out.
He called Biggie out.
Yeah. But
that's what I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. But that sort of thing, like
what
I
say,
said, even though he's new and he's up and coming, and I'm loving his content.
Yeah.
Watching his he's basically doing what I did a couple of years ago, but I'm not claiming credit for it. Goldie Looking Chain have done it. They'll basically take a well-known track, rewrite the lyrics, but keep the same pattern, keep the same chorus and the same verse. So I did that with that Juicy track with Biggie, with Dopey Darren. I did it with Gin and Juice with Snoop Dogg. And I'm working on a new one at the minute. So I'm looking forward to it. So he's inspired me to a certain extent. I've been watching a lot of Goldie Looking Chain again lately as well. So I'm like, right, I'm gonna knock something up. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. But is there anything else you want to say, or
no, I just go home now and eat some fish pie. Like, fish pie and crack.
Go home now and bash the fuck out of my bishop.
The Walk Brigade now, they're after American Pie, and the original one. They'd say now the way that the lads were talking about the girls and but I'm like that's one of my childhood fucking favourite films. Do you know what I mean?
Now that's a classic. It's the evil thing. Scary movies. Fucking leave it alone. You can't rewrite history.
No, exactly. And I'm glad I got the DVDs. Cancel culture coming from it. I've got my fucking box sets in the house.
And a shitload of DVD players for when they stop making it. And they're like,
this one's conked out. Oh, fuck the worry. I got another 16 up
get up your there, glove. Give me another one. Give me the Sony one. But no, boys, it's a pleasure having you on. I'm looking forward to the next one because we'll sort something out and we'll work a way out to do it, but we'll get the experiences going.
Literally.
But right, guys, thank you for coming on.
No worries, man.
This is Tom Rix, Dopey Darren, and this is Simon Emanuel,
aka Tony.
So get on their pages, check them out, give them a follow, and thank you again, boys.
No worries, man.
This is Wall Sharpening, boys. Ta-da.
Nice one.